and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Join guest designer Louise Jacobson for our Wirework Rings DVD. This DVD contains a step-by-step guide on how to use a ring mandrel, create single and double stone rings, cluster rings and much more. Get the inspiration and help you need to create your very own handmade jewellery. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Hello and a very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much to little Miss Carol. Isn't it fabulous to have her back in our JM lives? Unfortunately, I see her a lot outside of the JM world, but no, it's really fab. And thank you so much for joining us today. Right, this afternoon, be prepared. You are going to be truly inspired. Now, we've got 2 sections to the show today. Unfortunately, though, we were unable to get a really inspirational designer, so we had to make do with Laura Binding. She's ace, I love her! This is Laura Binding, folks, and it's actually, Laura, you were the first wirework expert I ever came across in my life.
Yeah, actually my first show was with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, but even because obviously I've been making jewellery for a long time beforehand, I'd never really ventured into it. If you need the confidence to just go for it, today is the show, and Laura is brilliant at guiding you through. Laura's a fantastic teacher. She also does lots of workshops, so make sure you have a look on the website, and also really fab and lovely to answer all your questions. So if you've got any questions during today's show, did you know that you can text in live 60777. The date today is the 23rd of February. How has that happened?
Really?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's practically summer. You know what I mean? 23rd of February. So if you're watching us live and it's currently about 1:05, you can text in for the next 4 hours. 60777. We would love to hear from you. Now, I would like to start the show today by giving you a little sneaky peek of something that you're going to be inspired by. When we have a look at this set, I have to warn you that the bundle that comes with it, you can make this set over at least 4 more times. It is a beautifully inspirational piece. It is amazing. I think it's perfect for this time of year because we are, let's face it, hopefully, touch wood, we're brewing up for spring. And this has a real springtime freshness about it. It brings in luxury gemstones, stunning vibrancy of wire. It is gorgeous. This is Laura. We haven't actually seen Laura herself yet today. Oh, we have? You did see her. Sorry. I was obviously not paying attention. Did you get your coffee?
I did, thank you.
Because quite frankly, I made her a cup of coffee and she just abandoned it.
No, she didn't tell me where she'd put it. She just.
I did. I said your coffee's here. You were just obviously far too busy talking about jewellery making with workshop people, which is fine.
With the lovely
Sunday experience. Yeah, they are lovely ladies. So without further ado, we are going to get started. We're going to do half an hour-ish now of absolute luxury. I've got to let you know though, coming up in today's show, wow, 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 I have got the jewellery glue, folks, that has only ever been on air in the history of Jewellery Maker once before. We've got a stunningly amazing offer. We've also got a complete bundle of wire jewellery making tools for under £10 for a bundle of tools. A bundle of wirework tools for under £10. All the glue that you need for any area of jewellery making, quite frankly, under £10. We've got incredible, beautiful bundles. Let's do luxury for less now. I have to let you know though, we're incredibly limited in stock. The next few moments are literally just going to be, we'll show you lots of opportunities to get lots of deals, and if you see something you like, be rest assured, lowest prices ever, amazing offers. And actually, we're going lower than lowest ever prices on some of these items. So, let's start, as we mean to go on, with this one here. This is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my word, right. If you trust me, and you are one of my regular viewers, or if you've just joined us for the first time and you're going to try us out, welcome to Jewellery Maker. Here we are able to bring you genuine gemstones. It's a very different experience in jewellery making with a faux alternative to the stone that you see. Obviously we use a lot of different materials. These are a stunning, now it's a stunning pearl. It's been referred to as a light grey. I actually completely disagree. I would say these are a silver pearl.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you love using our pearls, don't you, Laura?
Yeah, I just think they're really beautiful just to add that lovely accent. You can go full on and just have a lovely pearl necklace, or you could just use the odd one here and there, or in the Lucy cuffs.
On the Lucy cuffs. The Lucy cuff is going to be demonstrated on air on Thursday.
It is, but with a difference.
Oh, with a little twist.
I'm adding a different medium to it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I know what it is. Right, there's lots of you on the phone lines already. We're going to go under £10 for a genuine, beautiful, beautiful Baroque pearls. Baroque refers to the shape. You've got that lovely silver tone, you've got that beautiful pearlescence on there. They're approximately 9 by 8 in diameter. Free phone number for you, one post and packaging price for all of your purchases all day. Welcome to Jewellery Maker. I think a strand like this, you need to do very, very little. Attach your clasp, you're done. Free phone number 0800 644 655, let's do it. £5.95. Excuse me. Oh, I just swallowed some air the wrong way. £5.95 for genuine pearls. Can you tell me anywhere else you could get a 38 centimetre strand of pearls of this quality for £5.95? And doing something like that has already proven we are incredibly busy today. Make sure you're checking out your baskets and pressing your option 1 if you're on the phone lines at £5.95. The code is FBP027. Now I'm going to put my cup of tea on screen because it's a plain white mug. However, I have heard that we have some new mugs. Is this correct? I've heard aroma. I've heard aroma. I don't know what that accent was at all. And a rumour that, yes, new Jewellery Maker mugs are apparently around and about. And you're upset you didn't ask for a drink, darling. Do you want me to go? I'll make you a drink now, but I'm doing live telly, but I really would make you a drink. You can follow me with the camera into the workshop and I'll make you a drink. Kirsty's producing. Do you want some pineapple? I can offer you pineapple. £5.95 on these, and do you know what? A couple of you there I can see are buying more than one. When it is only one post and packaging price. Shall we put this up to the neckline? Let's have a little gander at these. Mike, how are you on camera too? He's pretty good. He's wearing a little stripy jumper today. He's sporting his Where's Wally look and his blue shoes. That's Mike, everybody, on camera too. These are £5.95. They are genuine freshwater culture pearls, the Baroque shape, but they are the last in stock. And I would like to say a very big hello, and not that I'm going to like be smarming up to you or anything, or going, oh, aren't you fabulous? But there's someone there in Menorca. Hello! I think we might have to personally hand deliver these to you. I'm loving this under international shopping. It makes me feel like I've got a lot of holiday opportunities. Not as I'm assuming or presuming in any way, shape or form. £5.95, and actually, how beautiful would these look within the design that you've done?
Yeah, because they'd add to that, because they're so lovely and soft, they'd add to that lovely pastel sort of colour.
Should we have a look again at the piece that Laura's going to be showing us how to make later in the show? Because I can have a slurp of my teeth. I've got lip gloss all over this cup already. 3 rings as well. Thank you, Ben. Director Ben, we 3 rings of Oriental. Okay, $5.95 on those. Which one, sorry, hun? Oh, I adore these. Now, this is seriously last in stock. We've got a handful of these remaining, and they... I'm wearing a very plain top that's gone a little bit ski with. It makes my collarbone look nice. Thanks, Ben. Oh, they would look beautiful with those pearls. Okay, we are going to crash this to an all-time. We're going to do lowest ever price and then crash it for the last in stock. It is Mystic Rainbow Quartz. Now, they are incredibly sparkly. Have you ever worked with these with delicate tiny black spinel as well? What would you put with them, Laura?
Well, that's one of my favourite types of gemstones, the briolette cuts. I did a design inspiration a couple of months ago, I think it was in January, where I actually just used gold wire and framed it. But the way I did it, it actually just looked like it was part of a woven pendant. Oh, wow. So it just looked like a piece of lovely like glass through the middle. So having that rainbow covering, it's just going to give that extra bounce of colour as well.
Do you know what I've just thought as well? Excuse me, I just got sneeze brewing. What's very, very, very in fashion bridal jewellery is actually to wear just a strand of beads around the head in a little band. And if you could do that for a bride, oh my, please don't get too close. I have blatantly not had Botox. In other words, I've got really wrinkly skin, please don't get too close. But that is so bridal. And just even one of those on a pendant, one dangling just here, stunning, absolutely stunning. 0800 644 655, right, the code on these is XERU70. The current price is on offer at $11.95. We have literally just a few of these remaining. And that's the current web price. The current on offer web price is $11.95. And we are going to do a final opportunity. So effectively a clearance price on these. There's a lovely mark on that board, and we need to get rid of that. £8.95. Somebody has already multi-bought these, and so we've only got a couple remaining at £8.95. Sorry, a few of these remaining. Free phone number 0800 644 655. You can work them beautifully into rings, and there's just so many opportunities. That very delicate rainbow essence means they're going to look lovely with opals and with other pearls, and with rose quartz they'll look absolutely delightful. With labradorite as well, this gives a really, it brings out that sort of grey mystical hue to it. Mystic Rainbow Quartz, that sort of makes sense, doesn't it? £8.95. I adore those. I absolutely adore them. Just one on a simple silver chain.
Well, I think I've often said I don't like to lose the beauty of those stones, so you would literally just get wire, wrap it around the top, just have it hanging from a chain. You could have a couple of them cascading from some chain as a tassel, and then just a simple bit of chain that way as a little pair of earrings. And it would be a really lovely everyday pair of earrings, because you could use them in the daytime to go to work or just to wear about, but they'd also be lovely if you're going out after.
Absolutely.
So they've got that sort of, they're
versatile.
Versatile, yeah.
Really versatile. Definitely, depending on what you're going to put these with. And then if you make a designer inspired piece, perhaps a very glamorous piece in the evening, and you've got a special occasion, and you think, I'm probably not going to wear that again, cut it up and make daytime jewellery. It's your jewellery to do with as you please, and $8.95 for that strand. How many are left? Sorry there, Kirsty. Oh, there go. Okay, we've just got a few remaining. We actually had a few more than I originally thought. We've got about a quarter of the stock left now. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. At £8.95. There's a slight queue for a few seconds on the phone line. Stay where you are. It's a free phone number, and we'll be with you in the order that you called in. Which one's? Oh, can I? Number 9. I just referred to Dinky. Yeah. I just think it really works beautifully to get very Downton. Oh my word, you have to buy this strand of black tourmaline. You need to buy this strand of black tourmaline. You seriously need to get it. It's going to $5.95, folks. It's going to $5.95. Look at that, $5.95. It's a 30 centimetre strand. Look at the sparkle on these. You will always, always, always find a reason to have dinky, sparkly black gemstones, real gemstones in your collection. They are an absolute must-have, staple essential, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. And even from stood here, I can see all of the sparkle bouncing off of them.
Stunning. That's because every single one is hand faceted. Sorry, every single one is faceted by hand. $5.95. That's a 30 centimetre strand, so you're going to get absolutely tons of them. So they go from a 2x1 up to a 3x2. And again, if you had, I'm thinking, you know, a silver clay pendant that you'd made. How about attaching a silver clay pendant or just one silver pearl just in the centre of that? Look at the sparkle, the delicate elegance. The reason it's falling like that is because it's on a temporary strand. If you put that onto beading thread, you get a really lovely sort of completely rounded piece. That's a 30 centimetre strand. That is so classy and so pretty just by itself. We've got more people multi-buying than singly buying this strand apparently. $5.95. It's a staple must-have essential if you've already made a purchase today. For $2.95 for your postage and packaging. Add as much on your order as you possibly can. DSVX56. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Brazilian tourmaline, giving you that delicate, beautiful sparkle. You will not be disappointed at all. We've got some amazing reviews about our tourmaline. Really amazing reviews about the tourmaline, and at $5.95 for that calibre, that goes to show our buying power in the industry. When you see a tassel, a strand with the tassels on the end, that's indicative that has come all the way from our own workshops in Jaipur in India. So we've been and sourced the gemstones themselves in Brazil, probably alongside gemstones that have then gone onto Gems TV, Rocks TV in the lounge. And from those gemstones being sourced, we then take them to our own workshops in Jaipur in India, where they are cut, they're faceted, they're perfectly colour matched, if that would need to be the case, and drilled. And they used to only be 18 centimetre strands. For the same pricing now, $5.95, you've got those extra 12 centimetres in there. 0800 644 655, ever so pretty, $5.95. The code is DSVX56. We're going fast and furious because we've got a lot to get through. I can get well, but if I can choose, let's go for Boulder Opal number 16. Now this is an incredible gemstone that's really hard wearing, and I think that's really important if you're going to be looking for gemstones to wear, particularly for bracelets, isn't it, Laura? Because obviously it's going to be bashed around. It needs to be a hard wearing gem. Definitely.
And again, if you wanted to make a focal ring or something with that, again, it's got that wearability, and it's all you need is one of those stones.
Everything seems to be working with those silver pearls as well, because these would work really beautifully with silver pearls. Genuine opal. Now the Boulder Opal has a presence of the host rock within there, but you can see it goes within this sort of dove greys and these delicate sky blues. And again, you've got some natural banding, so it brings in all of my aspects. Look, it's almost like it has a shiller going on there. It's that beautiful opalescence, but on the top of that gemstone, can we possibly see that again, please, Ben? Ooh, he's going to show us again. Thank you ever so much. Because they are really impressive. So look on that top gemstone in the centre. So you've got the one that's a blue tip. It's almost iceberg-like. There we go. Can you see you're getting that shiller essence going on from the opal essence, and almost sort of a labrador essence that fit. Can you imagine working this with labradorite? An opal and labradorite piece of jewellery. How ridiculously fabulous would that be? Well, you can do it. You can do it. If we were to go under £40 on this strand, it would be amazing. If we could go under £40 on this strand, it would be amazing. Well, we're going to. We're going to go under £40 on this strand. Laura, look at the price.
Wow. That's amazing.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're looking at a guaranteed 250 carats. Right, to say that we are limited in stock is an understatement. If you're umming and ahhing, remember, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can always return these to us should you need to at £19.95. It's worth a bit of a punt, isn't it, really? For genuine opal. 11 by 7 up to 14 by 11, 16 centimetre strand. You've got 14 on there, you're guaranteed 250 carats, so it might be actually that you get 16, it could be that you get 12, but you're guaranteed 250 carats. You're going to average with the 14 there, 250 carats. Genuine boulder opal, completely natural boulder opal as well. It hasn't gone through any treatments whatsoever of heat treatments or anything other than being cut and highly polished that you can see there. The little parts in between as well, I would say recommend keeping hold of those. You'll find them really, really useful, little spaces there. At £19.95. Also, it's a really nice blue on the tassels. Blue's very in at the moment. I've got a blue top on, that's why I'm just doing that. But I was going to blue. I would say that's like a teal blue, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
My Natalia ring.
Your Natalia ring. Ode to Natalia. Beautiful leather ring. Beautiful. £19.95. I'm really excited for you to be inspired by Laura's designs. We're going to be going there in about 10 minutes time, looking and learning how to do from scratch the necklace and rings. That'd be fabulous. At £19.95, she's already started working away on things there. Prepping. Okay, am I allowed to choose? You see, I find that really stressful. Can I do number 17? Am I choosing well? Okay. As much as I am, I could literally just go, there you are, and it will sell. I feel that I have a duty to tell you something about the gemstone in question here. The way the company is formed, one of the owners of the company is Steve Bennett, and he is one of the largest sourcer of genuine gemstones in the world, and his company is the Genuine Gemstone Company. He's one of the owners, but he pretty much, if anyone can source a gemstone, Steve Bennett can. Okay, and that's the whole business model of the Genuine Gemstone Company, has been based around his passion for gemstones and being able to source them, and if anyone can get them, Steve can get them. Honestly, 1,000,000,000%, we had a training session the other week, and Steve said he has not been able to get coloured sapphire in almost 6 months. We sourced this sapphire, well, this strand was put together, so what was the process, sorry? In August of last year, these gemstones were ready at the workshops to be worked upon. So we've got that date of August last year. That doesn't mean it arrived here. They first arrived in the UK on the 14th of January. They arrived at our workshops in Jaipur in India in August of last year. For them to have got to the workshops by then probably would have been originally sourced maybe about 6 weeks before that. So we're probably saying end of June last year the gemstone was sourced. I am going to forecast now that we are no longer going to be able to, certainly on a frequent basis, I think we're going to be in a position where sapphires are extraordinarily rare to see a colour sapphire. No one could foresee this shortage of colour sapphire. It hasn't been reported, it hasn't been forecast within the Gemological Institutes. I don't really know how it's come about, to be honest, but a multicolour sapphire strand is now incredibly rare. Incredibly rare. You have the opportunity to buy it today. I don't think there's ever been a more urgent time to buy any gemstone, because tanzanite, for example, is incredibly rare. It's only found in one location in the world, but we know there's more there. We know that, you know, there's going to be a limited time. Mother Nature, and you know, we have influxes of tanzanite. True, we don't have any tanzanite at the moment. We had an influx of it, and I think when you see a gemstone that you love, you really do need to embrace it and buy it when you see it. So within this strand, what I'm saying is effectively, it's incredibly rare. It's not been able to be sourced in the last 6 months. Steve is actually now thinking that we could quite possibly never have coloured sapphires again. It's a high probability. And What price is this supposed to be at? Pardon? Oh my word. I had a strand of sapphire on the other day at $27.95. It sold out in seconds. I don't know why this is as low as it is, I'll be honest. Oh, apparently it's been on offer. We're going to literally honour a previous lowest ever price. It's on a first come first served basis, and I don't want to panic you, and I don't want to into buying it. But the reality is, if you want to have sapphires, you've sort of got to buy it now, because we just don't know if it's ever going to happen again. And the high probability is we're certainly not going to have any this year, because it's taken us that long from June of last year to get this in for now. I'm sorry to say we're limited, we are limited, and you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. It is a beautiful strand. It's a 28 centimetre strand of absolute indulgent beauty, and I can't believe I've for all these years I've been working with coloured sapphire, I'll put my hands up and say I've completely taken them for granted. I thought it was on those gemstones that would just always be around. Diamonds are likely to just always be around. There's masses of diamonds in the world. There's a very different reasons why they're such high prices and all that sort of thing, but diamonds, they're around. Sapphires, actually it proves that coloured sapphires, they're just not there. So what happens when you've got that September birthday? What happens when you've got that special occasion? What happens when you own emeralds and you own rubies and you own diamonds? What happens? Where are your sapphires? Well, they're here and they're now. And the thing is, I'm not panicking you into getting something that's £80. And I'm not going to panic you into getting anything that's 70. I genuinely don't want to panic you. If you want them and you can see the beauty, then you should buy them. Because I really don't think, and interesting, I think this says a lot about us as a company. Even though we're incredibly rare, look what we do at the price. We got the saving, it's passed on to you. This is for real. At $19.95, can you actually afford to miss out on it? Can you actually afford to miss out on it? Can you actually, oh my word. I bought 3 strands the other day. I bought 3 strands. I'm feeling slightly nauseous and apprehensive that maybe I should have bought more. I've always taken it for granted it would always be there. We've not seen it. Now, it is not to say that a new deposit won't be found, but in 6 months, do you know how much mining goes on in 6 months? And Steve's not been able to find one for any of the channels, in 6 months. So if they do find it, do you think it's going to be, do you know what, it's going to be snapped up and set into gold? We're not, as jewellery makers, you and me, are we going to get the chance to own sapphires? And if it's found again, now they know how incredibly rare it is, and high insight, is it going to be priced at $19.95? What is going to happen? It starts to get me a little bit like, ooh, do you know? Because that's the technical term. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to be able to say that you own sapphire, because a lot of the time,
it's a family heirloom.
It is, and if people want you to make something special, you know, my friend just had a baby born in September, or she's due in September, I'd like to get something special for them, or, you know, you only need 1 or 2 if you want to do a simple little sterling bracelet with 1 or 2 little drops, and you've hardly touched it. But to be able to say that's real sapphire, it's going to actually be like, mean a lot more to that person as well. So I just think for that, it's just an investment in itself.
Yeah. I just like, how many have we got? No, we're almost sold out. Okay. For everybody on the phone lines, you're answered in the order that you call in. If any of you who've already confirmed want to up your order to more than 1, you have to do it now. Okay. Oh, gorgeous. Am I allowed to choose again? Oh, good. Let's go with number 22. Oh! Now, this is a gemstone that is really, really, really hard to get hold of. You can get it in different types and different name umbrellas, but it's really hard to get hold of jadeite. Now, jadeite is jade, is jade, is jade. It's jade. Whereas there are other types of jade, and we hold our hands up. We've sold it in the past as well, of quartzite, which is jade. Jade under the umbrella of quartzite. This is jade in its truest sense. This is the jade that is so incredibly at the forefront of Chinese-inspired jewellery. It's at the forefront of symbolic jewellery. This is the genuine type of jade that is the real deal, that is symbolic as a protector gemstone. So this is what I mean. Within the Maori culture, it's believed that if you have a piece of jade and you're wearing it and it's been carved into a specific symbol. So jade is taken, it's carved into a specific symbol to mean something. So when my husband left New Zealand to come over to England, he had a piece of jade carved into the symbol of protection over water because he was going to be flying over water. So there's different reasons that you could wear jade. It's known though as a protector gemstone. So the idea is if you want to protect somebody from anything negative from happening to them emotionally or physically, you give them a piece of jade. And for a while I was using genuine jade on my designs as sort of a little when I used to sell my jewellery, I would put it on as my symbolic, Lucy's, my company was called Just Jewellery, JJ, and I would put it on a piece of jewellery and that would be symbolic that I had made it, and it was to protect the person who was wearing it from something happening emotionally or physically. Obviously, I can't guarantee that if you wear this, something won't happen to you. I can't guarantee that, but in the world of crystal healing, which I'm very, very passionate about, it's believed to be a protected gemstone. Now, this is a full 38cm strand. At $24.95, it's on offer on a web price at the moment at $24.95. We have literally a few remaining. We're about to go to a break. It's on a first come first serve basis. I do think for a springtime freshness as well, it's stunning. I am going to put it up to the neckline, and at $19.95 it is beautiful. Just to say, I've got things coming up under £5, under £10 later in the show. So just because we've done a couple of higher end strands, don't think we're excluding you in today's show. We've got lots of bargains under £10 later as well. Brilliant deals on findings coming up for you later as well at £19.95. Once again, it's known as the protector gemstone. The premise behind it being, if you wear it, is, and the other thing is as well about jade, which is quite nice to think about, is particularly within the Maori culture, you wouldn't usually buy jade for yourself. If you are wearing jade, it's usually been given as a gift, and there's a whole ritual of dipping it into water and saying a blessing, etc., which I just find lovely. Maybe you just love it for the colour that it is, and it looks lovely against pastel and ivory pearls. Really pretty against lace agate and blue Charlestoney at $19.95, also with rose quartz. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're with Laura. Don't go anywhere. See you in a mo.
On the 25th of February, come join us on Jewellery Maker to see our Mix Up Tuesday show. We're shaking things up and presenting you with a different theme every hour. So it's fast paced and loads to see this Mix Up Tuesday on Jewellery Maker.
Before any of the gemstones that arrive here in Jaipur can leave Jaipur for the UK, they need to be tested. So all the genuine gemstone strands go from the vendor to an independent laboratory. They're then tested to prove that they are what they say they are. Now, as you can see here, this shipment of emerald arrived this morning, and it comes with this. This is really important. This shows that the emerald has been tested in random strands and can be proven to be genuine emerald. If this authenticity card doesn't arrive with a genuine gemstone, then the shipment won't go to the UK.
Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away.
Once the gemstones leave the laboratory, it's then down to the quality control process. This is a really stringent process which is completed by Raleigh and by Ithaca. Random strands are taken from each one of the lots, and you get the average size, carat weight and length of each strand. And this is done so that you know the information that you see on your screens is correct.
Hello. So we're having a cup of tea, we're having a cup of coffee, and we're having a gas bag, and we're going to make some amazing jewellery. So, Laura, what sort of was the starting point for... I might just clutter my hands with jewels, bejewel myself. I'm going to put them all on so I can show them like this. Oh my word. It's got a real springy, it's got a real fresh feel to it, hasn't it? So yeah, what was your inspiration?
Well, originally, because I did actually put this bundle together, I was thinking of doing a nice sort of springy sort of bracelet, all sort of clustered with stones, and then I started playing about with it, and I was starting to think of St Patrick's Day, you know, the four-leaf clover and everything else.
Okay.
And then I got a bit off tangent, carried away, and ended up with a necklace.
I love it. So we are going to learn how to make this. Now remember, of course, you can continually text in during the show and ask Laura any questions that doesn't have to necessarily be relevant to this. And also, you can simply text in, wow, if you'd like to. We'd like to hear your comments. Now we are going to be bringing on screen the ingredients that you need to make the necklace and 3 rings. And what's really exciting is this is made up from 2 individual bundles. When combining the 2, we've worked out you could make 4 to 5, was it 4 to 5 necklaces?
Yeah, we think so, because basically this is what I've got left.
And 15 rings.
And a handful of, well, tons of the other
Yeah.
strands. So yeah, you could make loads. You could make bracelets, you could make a set.
And so if you just wanted to repeat this over and over again, you could make 5 of these and 15 rings and still have pieces left over. This is beautiful. It's really beautiful. Can I ask, actually, could we see it against a black background and just see if we can see any of the other details on it? Is that, oh, Laura's gone off to go.
I'll go.
That's why we have a floor manager.
I know,
You
I
didn't have
forget.
to go. She's just so off she trots.
Sorry.
Gone. You know, yes, that is what you do when you're a mum. You're like, oh,
Yeah, I'll just do
just do
it.
it
Sorry.
myself.
Sorry.
I'll get it done myself, and it just gets done.
It's habit.
Don't even go there with washing out one of Drew's drinking bottles. Charlie's drinking bottles this morning. Let's have a look at this.
Can't imagine.
Look at that. I think, what do you think, Laura? Is that okay if I leave it on there?
Yeah, it's hard when you put it on
need to
because
get it a
you're
little
never
bit
sure which
cleaner.
one shows it off the most.
Well, maybe we'll just keep popping it between the two.
Just change it, interchange it.
So the inspiration definitely came from St Patrick's Day, and so you were thinking about that. And right, should we get the details in then? Which we'll put the gemstones on first. So the gemstones involved, I mean, they are statement pieces. We've got the most incredible prehnite. Now, this isn't any normal prehnite because it's very rare to find it with rutiles in. Rutilated prehnite. Now the rutiles within this gemstone, for those of you who are familiar with the terminology of rutiles, I'll show you the strand. It'd be quite useful if I didn't whip it out of shot for my director and cameraman. I do apologise, guys. The rutiles within here are the properties of tourmaline. So tourmaline is really sought after, and they grow in shafts. I don't know if you've ever seen a piece of tourmaline in the rough, and it grows in a long shaft. And you can see sort of mini shafts of tourmaline that have been encaptured within there. And now, interestingly enough as well, the tourmaline tends to form first, and the gemstone, the prehnite, then sort of forms around it. It's amazing. So this is a very luxurious high-end strand to have, and usually, I think it'd be fair to say, if you were to see these as loose individual gems, you'd probably pick them up at 3 in a pack.
Yeah.
Potentially for a similar price that you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 of them for. Now that's one strand. We then have, Laura has put this together as well. So this is the mind, the fabulous mind of our fabulous designer Laura that's put all of this together for you. The mind of the binding. Here we go. Oh, what a treat. Now that is a feast, isn't it?
It was beautiful. It's really gorgeous because I just love the mix of colours in it.
It's a plethora of beauty, isn't it? You've got amethyst in there, carnelian, labradorite, quartz, lemon quartz in there, citrines, moonstone, rose quartz, potentially some fire opal as well. I think this is actually one of the biggest varieties of within our gem collections that we have full stop in any way, shape or form. This is other than a bead scoop, but this is all guaranteed to be very high end. Now they are all drilled. They are already drilled for you. AQGC61, so your first combination, the first bundle that could help you make at least 5 of these necklaces and at least 15 of the rings should be. Now that's an on offer price for these two together at £21.90. That's not saying that that's what it would come to if you were to buy them all separately. I was not expecting us to go anywhere lower than that. You are watching Jewellery Maker. You're watching us live if it's currently 20 to 2 on the 23rd of February on this cold, vile day that it is. And at £17.95, you've got a real wow factor of quality and rarity. Quality, rarity, and look at that combination. Look what you can achieve with these gemstones. Now you don't have to make these designs, but it's certainly a fabulous place to start. We're going to do an offer on all the wire as well shortly, but I think we need to get started with this demo. Let's get cracking.
Let's start.
Laura, take it away.
Okay.
I'm having my brew.
Right. The first thing I did when I got this was open up this lovely pot and pour it out.
It's satisfying sound as well.
It's just gorgeous. The only stones I didn't use was got garnet in here as well. I didn't use the side drilled garnet just because of the fact that it was top drilled and it would have affected the look. However, I would use them in a different design. But the range is just beautiful.
Gosh, there are lots of garnets in that.
Yeah. The only ones I kind of didn't use was the orange, just because I'd kind of gone for the darker, deeper colours. But I've used orange in the rings. So I think the colour, all of them just go beautifully together.
They really do.
The rings were just little extras that I made after. I made 2 because I was going to keep one for myself. Clearly forgot.
These are almost like little Easter nests.
Yeah, they're so simple as well. Okay, so as I said, the first thing I was thinking in my head was I was thinking of the 4-leaf clover and thinking, I've got this lovely green to sort of take advantage of that really, and St. Patrick's Day coming up and all of that. So the first thing I did with the 1 mil wire was start to make the smaller clover leaves. Okay, so I'm going to cut off. I've probably got just about a metre. It's too much, but with this kind of design, what you want is to have the excess wire to be able to build the necklace as well. So the necklace itself is built up of wire from the clovers.
Okay.
So when you've made the clovers, you have tails, and those tails are what will then build to make the frame structural part of it.
So you don't make an individual flower that sort of gets attached on.
No.
You use the excess of the flower. Okay, so we need to be starting, what, say, 2 metres?
No, about a metre.
So a metre?
Yeah, because what we're going to start off with is actually, if I can just show, sorry, being rude leaning across here.
No, it's fine.
This part here. So we're going to start off with this first clover leaf here and build up. This is one of those designs that you kind of play about with as you go along and you let it build itself. But use the wire. I don't make a frame. I don't start off with a frame and then add everything to the frame. You build it from making the leaves and then add into it that way. Okay.
We've had lots of nice text messages in for you already.
Aww.
So we'll be popping them up throughout the hour.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go about 5 or 6 inches up the wire and start off to make the first petal.
Okay.
I'm using my flat nose pliers. I'm just going to go to sort of the widest part of the pliers, and I'm just going to pull the wire down. You need to be a little bit careful. If I do it like that, you can see a bit better. Now you have to be a little bit careful, because if you pull it too tight, what will happen is it will bend around the shape of the pliers, because they're slightly angled. But it doesn't matter, it will blend into the design, but if you pull it really tight, you'll get that kind of square look. Okay, so just gently pull it, just to get the shape, and then pull the other side round. Okay, so when you take it off, you've got your first part. Okay, I'm going to go to the side that's got the longer piece of wire. Pop my pliers just right in on the edge and bring, this wire all the way back quite sharply, up like that. And then I'm going to do the next leaf. So I tend to go a lot by eye. I don't measure. If you like to measure, you can measure the markings or mark it out with a little bit of marker pen before you bend the wire, but I tend to go by eye. I can see that's pretty level.
At the top, right, okay.
Yeah, and I'm just going to bend that wire over. So it's like that. Now remember we put the wire in the widest part of the pliers. The reason I did that was so that each would be the same width. And again, just pull that wire back down then. And then you've got your second leaf. Pop your pliers back in.
So it's really simple now.
It is really simple. And then again, I tend to just line it up about, you can see it's lined up with the next petal. So that when I bend it, it's about level. The thing is with this, it's organic, so it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same, it will blend into it. And again, so I'll just reposition that so you can see it. Widest part of the pliers, bring it down. So you've got 3 leaves now.
Do you know what I noticed about the way that you do your wire work as well, Laura? Is you put the pliers in and you use the action of twisting and you use sort of movements of your wrist a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I tend to use my pliers more as a vice.
Yeah.
To hold the wire.
So if anything, if that's a little tip that I've picked up from Laura, when you're watching, just you watch the angle of her wrist as she moves the pliers.
Yeah.
That's sort of what makes it easier rather than trying to keep your hand there and move the item you're using your wrist.
Yeah, I do. I will. Yeah, so I'm holding my wire here and I'm using my wrist to turn the actual wire itself. And what I'm doing now, you'll see, it's minimal marking on the wire.
Yeah.
I mean, the screen wire is really good because it doesn't mark very easily. There are darker wires that do tend to mark easily, and that's just a standard with any brand. It's just how the darker the coating, it just seems to be a bit more vulnerable. But I haven't been putting my pliers all the way up, so it reduces the marking on it as well.
And you're not using the coating on the pliers at the moment?
No, I didn't do any of this with coated pliers.
Right, okay.
They were all done with just the normal standard tools.
We have got coated pliers in stock coming up for you later in the show, but we've got lots of people chomping at the bit for the wire. So should we are we doing the wire now? We'll put the wire on screen now, so I take it you're just carrying on with that same technique?
Yeah, I'll just do that. If I just finish this one off, it takes 2 seconds.
Yes, yeah.
So if you see there, you can see now it's looking a little bit like a fan. We just manipulate it round. Use your hands to sort of manipulate it, and what you want is to just bring the longer one again down to become the bottom, and then bring, if you see, just moving it with my hands, you can see now I've just manipulated it to look more like that.
So you've basically made a fan and then fanned it out.
Yeah, and then this wire here, I'm going to just trim and make into a spiral, which is again just popping the pliers in on the end, turning it round, and I try to keep it quite minimal, marking on the wire. Just turn it round, take a bit more time to make it a bit neater than that. You're not going backwards normally. But to get the heart look, the sort of the clover look, pop your pliers just on the edge here, and I'm just again using my wrist, I've just turned my pliers downwards. So you can see that if I turn it straight. And then I'm going to go in on the other side. So if I'm just going to turn this round for you to see, and turn those ones inward, and you get that kind of look.
Could you do that again, please?
Yeah. So you do that on all of them. So pop your pliers in, and I'm just rotating my hand inwards, and that will create that. And then on the other side, just inwards, and it will balance it out. And you just do that on all of them. So just go in, and then pull that one out to create that heart look. But be aware that when you're doing this, obviously you are pulling where you've been bending the wire, it will sort of pull it out. So really hold the center of the actual clover really tightly in your hand. If you can see, I'm really holding that firm. So that that might be a better view. So when I do it, it doesn't pull the whole thing too out of shape. And then you can just manipulate it back, and then you have that kind of clover look.
Wow, that's so cool.
Okay.
That's lovely, just like that, isn't it? We don't even need to carry on. Okay, the wire, then, there are 2 different gauges that was 4. 2 different gauges that you need for this design. One of which is the 0.4, and one of this is the 1 mil. We've got the 0.4, folks. 0.4 in the chartreuse has been really hard to get hold of. Now, everybody says that uses this wire. There's obviously lots of different companies out there. There's lots of, where do you start? How do you know what is good? How do you know what good quality you should be after? Everyone says, I mean, Laura, you said that, well, I'm not going to put words in my mouth. Tell us about this wire.
Well, it's just gorgeous, but it's that shade of green. It's really hard to get this shade of green, this actual lovely soft pastely shade. It's just, I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's just, like you say, it's so spring-like, isn't it?
It's perfect for springtime. And also, it's incredibly flexible, but strong.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's a versatile, very versatile wire.
Yeah, I mean, the 0.4 wire in itself is just, this is my favourite combination of wires, 1 mil and 0.4, because it's what I use all the time, and I say it every time I'm on here, and 9 times out of 10, I use the 1 mil and the 0.4 because it's what I use for everything. I use it for my woven pendants, I use it for cuffs, I just use it for everything.
For the necklace that you're wearing now?
Yep.
Shall we just see that necklace? Or the pendant on the talk? Look at that. So again, that's using a 1 mil for the frame and a 0.4 for the weave. And that's exactly, I mean, you could do that with this combination of wire. Now we've got a special show price for you today on the wire. So the code on this is YKGC12. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Are you ready? Now, currently, $42.90 if you were to buy them individually, it comes to $42.90. You have to use the code on the top of your screen to get the offer that we're about to do. And it's literally while stocks last, or as long as the, what time do our prices go back up? Pardon? 9 o'clock tonight. I doubt we're going to have, because we've only got a certain allocation that we can do at that price. Do you know what? This deal is just ridiculous. Get it. And at 9 o'clock tonight, it'll be back up to $42.90. If you were a fan of wire, this is going to go on and on and on and on and on. $32.95. And honestly, we worked out with the wire, you could make at least 5 necklaces, 15 rings, and have massive meters left over.
Yeah, definitely.
The 1 mil on its own is $27.95. So it's like getting the 0.4 for a fiver. Our most popular gauge for £5. There's lots and lots and lots of you there. Remember, we are entering spring. This is the colour. Have you been following the fashions on London Fashion Week? Everywhere.
Green.
Everywhere. Everywhere. This particular hue of green as well is really, I think it's quite hard to wear green. I'm of Irish descent and I am naturally probably bluer than my top, naturally. I do like to experiment with fake tan. We've got proof of that. Hence the long sleeve top. And I personally find it really difficult to wear green. This is a green that seems to just go with every single skin tone. $32.95. It's proving to be really popular. It's on a first come first served basis though. About a third of the allocation that we can do on that offer has already gone. Congratulations to those of you who are buying more than one as well. If you're a fan of using wire, we have really struggled to get hold of it back in stock. It's a really hard colour. Like you say, you haven't seen it for sale anywhere else.
I haven't, not that shade of green, and it is a beautiful colour. You know, you can do the Viking knit because you've got the 0.4 wire. If you like to make your own jump rings and you want to do chainmail, you know, it looks really gorgeous if you've got silver and you just add a couple. If you want to do something simple like the Byzantine weave with just a couple of sections of the green in, you can do all of that because it's the ideal thickness, it's the ideal gauge.
The wire offer is at the side of your screen, and we'll get the gemstone offer at the bottom of your screen for you. Okay, so, right.
Okay.
Let's get back to why we're here.
Right, okay. So we've done the small leaf. Now, things with me, I think this is probably the same when you're doing any kind of design initially. You experiment to how it forms itself, but once you've done it, then you know that you would do it probably a little bit different. So when I did that one, I built it up. So I did this first leaf, I wove the first leaf, which I'll show now, and then I did the next section and built it up. Now I would say, well, I would do all of my leaves first and then put them all together and build it up around that way. So it's just, but it's whatever works for you, however you feel comfortable to work. So
this is just all your prep, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just if you're somebody who likes to have things prepped, then prep all of your leaves ready and then just build it all together. If you're someone who just likes to see something create itself, then do it as you go along. It's how you work, you know, basically. So I'm going to show you how I do. So we did the first one, and then there's like a double one. So there's a plain one with a woven one inside. I will show you how to do the woven bit in a minute.
That's the first one that Laura's done.
Yeah.
The second one is a plain frame and a woven one inside.
Yeah.
So we're now going to learn how to do this woven one, because once you've done that, obviously you can do first one and that one, and you'll see down here we look at something quite slightly different, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to show you how to do the larger one, because obviously it's done very slightly differently. It's actually done using my ring mandrel.
A mandrel!
Yep, because I wanted to get a larger frame, because I wanted the smaller one to sit inside the larger one.
Okay.
Okay. So
We are going to be doing, very shortly, a ring mandrel with an amazing offer.
Oh, it's like I knew. I didn't. So again, it's done exactly the same, but with this one, I went up to the smallest size, which is a G, and I just formed it around the G, and just literally form it, take it off, and it's a rounder shape this time. And again, take that longer edge, just bring it out, pop it back in the mandrel. Now you can pull it out a little bit, it doesn't matter. Pop it on, get that shape back. And you just do exactly the same. So I just wanted to show that you would treat it exactly the same, but you would use the ring mandrel. You get a rounder shape. And then just again, just the final one. And you could hammer these, or you know, if you wanted them just on your own, they're quite nice frames on their own. So you've got a little sort of clover shape there.
That's lovely.
Okay, now you'll notice that the final one, both of them are naturally curving up into the centre.
It's a bit butterfly-esque.
It is, you could tweak it to be a butterfly. And again, just trim it. Now with this one, because we're going to be putting a smaller one on top, don't really need to do too much like a big spiral. Just want to you want to get rid of that end basically. So I'm just going to sort of do a little spiral, and that's just gotten rid of that end for me. It's a pretty flower as well. And again, exactly the same, pop your pliers in and twist it.
Oh, you make that look so easy.
You just pop your pliers in and just twist it round. You basically dip in the centre of that. So I just...
From what I can see from this angle, if it helps folks at home, it's the fact that Laura's doing it twice. So she's on one side and then the other, so that's
So I'm pushing it down and then pulling the other side up. So it does balance it out, and you do need to do that. And then when you do that, you've got that more clovery look. Okay, so that's how we get that. And again, leaving that tail, because that tail is what we're going to use to create the sort of frame part with. And then you would put your smaller one, just place it there. Okay.
I want to weave, I want to weave, I want to weave.
That's my that's my basic frames done.
I want to weave then.
Right, okay. So we're going to weave. Okay, so for this one, we do need to cut the wire off of the reel. A lot of times, whenever I work, I tend to work as much as I can, keeping the wire on the reel. But with this one, because it's going to be, you're weaving in between a smaller space, you do need to take it off the reel. These ones, believe it or not, this takes me a lot longer than it would to actually even make a Lucy cuff or a pendant, because I had to do so much of the closed weaving. It takes a lot longer.
Okay.
So this isn't a quick project. So you want to cut. Ideally, it's good if you can cut enough off. It depends how confident you are with the wire, how confident you are with handling a long length of wire. It's ideal to try and get it all done in one go, but if not, you can do one leaf and then kind of cut it. But again, every time you do that, it's ends that are going to have to be kind of crimped in. Okay? So, to do this, it's a weave that I do all the time. And what I'm going to do is just start off with attaching it to the longer piece of wire, the tail part of the leaf. And then I'm just going to bring it around. I'm going to wrap it once or twice around the whole of that leaf there. I've gone around the whole piece because it blends in. I'm actually going to trim this wire just because I'm only demoing it. And it's just a standard Lucy cuff kind of weave, really. So you just go through the leaf once, bring it back around, go through again.
We came up with a little rhyme for the
You did, I can't remember what it was.
Over, under, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was useful at the time.
It was useful at the time.
If anyone has the DVD of how to make
it's edition 1.
It's edition 1, Wirework edition 1.
Yeah.
We did come up with a little ditty, didn't we, to remember how to do it.
So it's gone through the middle, over to the other side, around once. Oops. Now, it doesn't matter if that happens. I've just pulled that and it's come out completely out of shape. You can just put it back into shape. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Easy.
It is easy. Obviously, you won't be you will be holding it in a more comfortable position. Okay, and then it goes back around through to the middle and then over to the other side. So you go around once and back around and then through the middle over to the other side. And you just keep going until you get as far up to the top as you can.
Sorry, Laura, can we do that again in really slow mo?
Yeah, so it's gone through the middle. It's gone over to this side, around once. Sorry, let me just pull it.
And pull it nice and tight each
Pull it
time
nice
it
and
goes
tight,
around.
and then back around
So
through the
in
middle, and it's over to the other side.
Around, and take it around again.
Yeah, so then it's gone
So it
around
goes
once. Now it's going to go back through the middle.
Through the middle and
It's
around.
gone to the other side. Do you want to have a go?
Oh golly.
But when you do it, every time you do it, make sure you push that wire nice and close, and make sure you do pull it nice and tight, because that's how you get a nice, neat finish.
So that it goes in and
Put it nice and tight once.
put it tight. So it's going to go through,
The middle.
take it around to the other side,
Yep.
and then through and this round same side again, yeah?
Yep. Pull it nice and tight. Make sure it sits nice and
Oh,
close.
what have I done? That's because I've not pulled it tight
Yeah,
enough.
that's
okay.
why. So just put it.
Right, I
Nice.
got absolutely slated the other day for doing a demo on screen. Right, I'm just having a go. Yes, Like, it's horrible.
Well, it's good because if you can, it shows that you can understand it. Hopefully.
So if I do it one more time, just so I know that I've not done a very good job. So what have I done wrong
Let's
now?
have a look.
Why is it looking? Oh no, maybe it's okay. Is it?
Let me have a look. I can't see from
Okay.
here. I know the camera can see, but I can't. Yeah, all it is, if I can show that,
Yeah.
can you see? What Lucy's done is she hasn't pulled it. You just need to pull it really tight. Bear in mind,
Okay.
you would be working with a slightly longer piece. I've just cut this quite short for demoing. And then pull it nice and tight, and then pop it through. And when it goes through, it's nice and tight again then, see? That's all it was.
So what I was doing wrong?
It was just,
not
if you
pulling
don't pull it tight, so see there,
Okay.
if I didn't pull that tight properly and just went round,
Okay.
it's not going to sit as nicely as if I just make sure. And what I do is I put my finger down and I just push that sort of weave down,
Okay.
and then I push it again and then go over to the other side. And then just make sure you take that time to pull
It's
it and
encouraging
push it.
because when you said no, pull it tighter, I pulled it tighter.
Yeah.
It's really strong.
Yeah, and just use your nails to just push it down, and then just make sure it's sitting nice and tightly, okay? And then just continue. And what you do is go right up to the top. If I can just have the necklace, I'll just show. What you do is you go right up to the top, and then when you get to the very top, you just wrap hand coil, the very top of the leaf.
So you literally just wrap the excess wire
Yeah.
around.
So you get it up as far up as you can, and then you just wrap it around, hand wrap it, and then, I won't take that one off, I'll just show you. With the wire, once you've gotten it to the top and you've wrapped all of that, because if you're using a long enough piece, just bring it straight down and onto the next leaf. So it will blend into the back, and then you would start wrapping the next leaf. So if I can have the ring, because it's quite, if I show on the back there, you can see where I've done each one. See how that wire's just gone across?
Yeah.
And that's all it's, so that makes it continuous. That means that I don't have to keep cutting the edges. But if you were going to do an individual leaf, you would then cut it there and then start again and do that one leaf and cut it at the very top.
We've had a text in actually asking how long a piece of wire do you think you need to...
Probably about 2 meters.
Okay.
I mean, that's allowing yourself enough, because the worst thing is to get halfway up and then have to join in. You can join it in, but it's just if you can get it all done continuously. So if you got 3 leaves done and then you got to the very top of this one, you've just wrapped it, your leaf is all complete, and then you think that's not enough wire to do that last one, cut it, and and add a new piece to do that last one.
Okay.
Okay, but it depends how comfortable you are working with long lengths of wire. If you're not that comfortable, then just do one leaf at a time. But when you do cut it, you do your leaf exactly as we've just done it. You build it all the way up, you wrap all the way around here, then cut here.
So cut on the corner, the top corner.
Yeah, corner, and then
the
it'll
leaf.
just blend in.
Okay.
But if you can, and you can do it, then just take it around the back, bring that wire, can you see there, it's gone all the way to the back, and then I've just brought that wire straight down there, and then I can carry it on to the next leaf. Okay, so that's basically, I've done it on 3, and then on that final leaf, I've just cut it right at the very top. Okay, and that's what you do. And you do that with every single small one. Don't have to, but I just thought it added a bit of texture to it.
Just to let you know as well, way over half stock has gone on the gemstone bundle that's at the bottom of your screen and the wire bundle, both of which are an amazing reduced offer for today's show.
Okay, so you do your one individually on its own, and then we do one that sits inside the larger frame, the slightly larger frame. Okay, that one's woven, and again you just attach it by the tails of
so the excess 0.4, you
yeah,
can
just to bind it together. That's all you would do. Okay, it always amuses you, doesn't it?
Because she says when you bind it, and that's it needs binding. I just like it. Laura Binding Scissors. And she used to work in a solicitor's.
And nobody picked up on it.
She used to work in a solicitor's, Laura Binding. Not that she was biding, she was law abiding, Ben. And she was binding paperwork, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll crack on.
Anyway, right. My wire's gotten itself in a bit of a tiz, so I'm just going to remove that. Pop it over there.
Thank you.
For you. Okay, so the next thing that I've done is the little sprigs of the finer wire. Of the finer gemstones, okay? So I've woven my first leaf, in effect.
So these here?
Yeah, well they're throughout the whole of it really. And this is where we sort of experiment with it a little bit. Little sprigs, okay?
Oh, I need to know how to do this one as well.
Yep, I've got that one, I'll explain that one. Don't panic, don't panic. Okay, so what you want to do, to do that one, you do exactly the same. But what you do, this one takes ages, I'm not going to lie, because it's loads of like this tiny little gap. But what you do is you make a larger plain frame again, but you make it on a K, and it makes it just slightly larger. I remember it being a K because I just think of Kayla, but it wasn't, I didn't choose it for that reason, it just happened to be a nice size.
That's Laura's little girl.
It's my little girl. So if you look, you've got the K here and a G here, so it just makes a little slight difference in the size, and then you can just double them up like this.
Wow.
Here's some I made earlier. Feeling quite wide. Very impressed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite impressed as well.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, so what you want to do is where we cut that wire and we spiraled it, what I've done is I've just cut it and trimmed it on both of these. And I'm going to place them on top of each other so that the wire is going in the same direction. Can you see that? If I hold it up, it might be. So there it is on that one. I'll hold it up and you can see it's like that one. And then I'll place that one on top. And so it's going in the same direction so that when I do that, I can position it. I can see that there's going to be that slight overlapping in them. Okay, now if I just move that, this one, when you do it, when you take it off, you have to tweak it about a little bit so it sits nicely inside the larger one, and to do that you just tweak these little points together and pull it together, and that will make it sit nicely inside that one. Okay, take your pliers and just make one loop on that little short piece. Just that one loop there. Okay, repeat, we'll just put that down, repeat the same on this one. And then when you put them both together again, what you would like is ideally those little loops to line up with each other. So tweak them so they line up with each other, and they're just a nice little anchor point so you can anchor them both together. And play about with it so you're happy with how they're sitting, and they're sitting roughly like that and overlapping a little bit, so you've got a little bit of a gap on each leaf, okay? And then with the wire, that little loop that we made that we've lined up, you pop your 0.4 wire into that and just bring it down and just wrap around 2 sort of tail wires. And that's given me a nice anchor point now. And then choose whichever leaf you want to go for. Bring that wire around, and I'm just going to bind this leaf together up to there. I'm not going to do any type of weaving, it's just binding it together, wrapping it. So I'm going to make you laugh every time. It's like working with a child.
Because Kirsty and Men have just gone, aha, down my ear.
Tell I haven't released you for ages, can't you?
We got really excited when we saw each other earlier.
So you can tweak them even now. So if I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that's not lining up, I can put my pliers in and just tweak them.
Oh, wow.
And then you can see it just lines up, and it doesn't matter if they're
That
not...
looks a really cool design without the weaving.
Yeah, it's quite cool. And if you had just that with a bit of chain either side, it would be a really cool little...
Wouldn't that be lovely in red wire for Poppy Day?
Yeah,
Oh,
you could really, you know, do a lot with it. But all I'm going to do is wrap. So I'm just wrapping both of the wires
Not
together.
binding,
I'm not binding
wrapping.
them. I'm wrapping them together. Okay, and I'm going to keep doing that and just take that time. Ow! Just stabbed myself. This happens, so it will wrap itself around there. So just keep wrapping and pushing that wire down so you can get. Yeah. The thing that will happen with this one, apart from it attacking your tools, is when you put it through, the wire will start to twist on itself. You can see it there, it started to do its little twist. And if you don't notice that, when you do this, it's going to catch. You can see that catches on the frame. So this is one you have to take your time with. And just take that time to undo it. If it kinks around, just undo it, straighten it out, and then just continue. Just make sure you're nice, you just take your time, put it through like that, and it'll be fine, okay? So you do that all the way up until this point here. This some I made earlier. So you can see, I've just wrapped it all the way around, and I've done the same weave as I've just shown you, but there's a slight variance on it. And on this one, I've done leaf by leaf, because it takes a lot of wire, and to do all 4 of them together on that one piece of wire would take a massively long piece of wire. So on this, I'm just going to do 1 leaf and then the next. Okay? So here, I've done the normal weave that we did on the other one. We just go over once and then through the middle and then over again through the middle. Now there's a bit of a curve on some of these, so you'll find that if you do that, it will end up looking a little bit like this section here, where it kind of bends round. Now to avoid that, what you do is wrap, instead of, you have to just kind of use your judgment on this. If I'm thinking I want to make it an even gap, I'm going to wrap 2 to 3 times around the sort of larger wire, the sort of bigger gap. So I've wrapped 2, 3 times around this one before I bring it down to the other side. And that will make the weave look more even.
Okay.
So I've brought it around, and then I'm just going to wrap this one. Because this has got the curve, the side with the curve, you wrap a couple more times. And I'm going to go around once. And then back through the middle. Make sure you go through the gap. And can you see how now, can you see how that side, because I added a few extra coils, has made it sit nicer than that side where I didn't?
Yeah.
It's not a really obvious thing. It's just that as you're doing it, because if I'd have done a couple of extra wraps on the outer wire on that before bringing it to the bottom, it would have made it look more equal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So when you're doing these, there will be a situation. So if I'm just going to turn this one around, if I was doing this one, when I get to this point here, this one I would always do it around once and then back through the middle. But this one I would probably go 2 to 3 times before I bring it to this one. And then wrap it around once through the middle, and then wrap it 2 to 3 times around this one. And then that will give a more consistent woven look.
Nice tip.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how you do that one. This one does take a long time because you're binding all of this together.
It's not me now, it's Director Ben. He gets very excited every time you say it.
See how many times I can say it. That was the demo. Okay, so that's basically how you do that centre section. So what I want to do now is just to show you how we sort of get all of the little stones and then start attaching them to the frame.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take a section of wire, the 0.4.
Once again, we are now limited in stock on the wire offer at $32.95, and the gemstone offer is on the bottom of the screen for $17.95.
Okay, so as I was saying on this one, so this is my first woven clover, so it's this top part here.
This one here?
Yeah. So I'm just attaching this wire, the 0.4, onto the sort of tail part of the clover leaf.
So this is after you've woven the clover,
yeah,
and you've still got that excess stem.
Yeah, and we want that because that's going to start to form the actual frame. And what I'm going to do is just randomly add stones. I'm not even going to look at them. This might drive some people mad because I know some people like to know exactly what stone's going on next, but this gives a really lovely organicness to it. It doesn't matter what size, it's just adding any stones on. So I'll only do a couple. I'm going to bring them down. Now what I'm going to do is take that stone, and the reason I've attached this to the frame first is so that they obviously don't just all run off basically. It's just a tiara technique. I'm just going to twist them. But I'm not going to twist it right up to the frame, I'm just going to twist them a little bit. So it goes like this.
The tiara technique, just so you know as well, as if you're not too familiar with it, is explained for you in your free booklet and DVD that you'll get with your first purchase. And once you've got that technique, I mean, you can apply it to so many different types of pieces of jewellery. It's fun. Gosh, it never occurred to me that could have been the tiara technique.
But what you do then is you bring it along. I'm still using the 0.4 wire. The only reason I've got it on here, this is literally just to anchor it, because I will wrap it around this wire in a minute. But at the moment, I'm doing everything on the 0.4 wire.
Okay.
So taking my next stone, I'm going to move it along a little bit. And then I'm just holding that stone, twisting the two wires together. You can see what I'm doing is keeping the tension. By putting my finger here, it's just keeping the tension. Little twist with a gap in the middle. So it's looking like that. Now you can, if you've got the smaller stones, like I've got a couple of smaller ones here, I'm going to just put them both together and twist them. And then just do the last one. Now you do a nice little section of these and twist them round. And then what you can do is just wrap them around a little bit. And if you've got a couple of those and then you scrunch them up, you get that real nice sort of textured look. If I'd done a whole section of that, can you see how it's...
Yeah, lovely cluster, isn't it?
It's just giving a nice little cluster, and you just scrunch it all up. And then you can then start to build...
Now this is one of the big chunky.
Now, not all of them are going to go on, because although they're larger stones, they're not always larger drill holes.
Yeah.
People obviously sometimes think that because it's a larger stone, it's a larger gem. If that happens, just pop it on your 0.4 wire, because it will go through there fine.
Okay.
Because I did get some on there, because they are on the 1 mil wire. But if
you can use your bead weaver, and also what I found is sometimes, depending what the gemstone is, you can even just swirl some water through it, and quite a lot of the time,
it's the drill powder.
It is just the powder, the excess gemstone that's been churned away. Yeah, I've found that.
So all I'm going to do is just pop it on with the 0.4 wire, and then just attach it to the stone like that.
Wow. Okay,
so it's still, and because it's got the wire behind it, it's got a bit of strength to it as well. Okay, so then take your pliers and just form a little bit of a loop. And then my wire there, that's going to stop things going anywhere. You can just wrap and bind that. And then with the excess wire, you just hand coil.
Binding.
Hand coil that whole section, and then you can create the spiral, which is what I've kind of made the clasp out of.
Okay, so you carry your wire on.
Yeah.
You continue to coil it all the way up here, And that's, wow, so that's all one continual piece
Yeah.
that's come from this flower. So this flower here, one continual piece excess with the gemstones wrapped on, and then coil around the rest, and that amazing.
So you hand coil
How cool
that.
is that?
And then you just make a nice open coil and just form it round, and that would be.
I love how easy you make that look.
And that would just be like that. Now, if I was hand coiling that, I would hand coil it and leave probably about 1/2 centimetre of bare wire, and that makes me able to coil it. I would use that as to sort of put my pliers on that bare bit of wire. If I was to try and coil this, it will break the coil.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure you leave a little bit of bare wire. And then it's just about building up your piece. So if you've got your larger frame, I'm just going to grab any pieces, it doesn't matter. So what you can do here is put 2 pieces together. Now you can sew them, but they've both got tails. So you can use both those tails to help create your frame. So they would have been sewn together. Excuse me. There we go. So I'm going to sew them both together. Now if it goes a little bit wrong when you're sewing it and the wire goes a bit skew, if I just pop a stone in the middle over the wire work, my spiral went a bit wrong on one of them, I think, so I just popped a stone over it.
See, even the spirals of Laura binding don't go 100%.
No, these things happen, and just rather than having to start again, you can just cover it with a stone. So I'm just going to roughly join these together, but they would be joined together, and that would be your next section. Okay, and so I've got my tails now. So what I would do is link this to this. So with this wire here, you can start to sew these two together. So I would just, that would have been my behind all of this. I can just, with a little couple of stitches, sew them together. And this is one of those things that it's nice to sit down and just see how it forms itself. So I can give you a guide, but it's something that I think you need to sit and create. It's just lovely to see how it comes together. So you can see now just that little stitch, and those two bits are held together. Now to make that extra secure, I can use my tail here and bring it around to here to give this a bit of strength. So if I can just show that. So that's the tail from one of these, just bringing it all the way up to the top of the pre-night and wrapping that around. That now has given me that section there, which has now become stronger again.
Okay.
What you then do is take another bit of 0.4, and just to make it look a little bit different, you can either add another little tiara bit or just simply add a stone and wrap the stones.
That's what I was looking at here,
Yeah,
that was the side closest to me. So if you can see, that's where Laura's literally just wrapped stones onto the wire.
You just literally take some stones.
It's building and building
And it's just building and building. And the thing is, and I always say this, when you're doing anything with wire, sometimes it will tell you what it wants to be. It will create itself. So whereas I might say, put that wire there, you might be looking and go, that isn't going to work. But if I do that, it's going to work. So follow your instinct with it. If you're looking at it thinking, that's going to look good there, then just go with it, because I could easily undo that and change it. It's not the end of the world. It's linked together here. It's just little bits of security. So just that little tiny link together there are those leaves, and then linking that there. It's just made that stronger. I mean, it's not going to come apart, and the more we build around it, the more it becomes stronger. So if I was adding wire, stones onto this little section here, again, I've just attached a piece of wire, take a stone, thread it on, place it where it is, hold it in place so it sits where you want it to sit, and then just wrap around once on its own. Oops. And then add another stone and sew it on, and just continue like that, and that will build up all the way down to there. And then if you wanted to just add a quick stitch there, because you've got the excess 0.4 wire, you could stitch that together quickly, but it would blend in with the design. Because you've got woven sections, the odd little stitch is going to blend in with it. You're not going to notice that you've done that. Okay, so we've done that, and now we've got this other longer piece here. that's when we can bring this one in and start to attach this one. And again, maybe do a little tiara technique part where you do the little cluster and push it, or just simply have it hand sewn. But then I can add this one. Now on this one I did add, because of this work here, I wanted it to look a little bit neater. So there are some lovely larger gemstones in this pack. So I've got that lovely large citrine there. Just pop that across.
Yes,
and that's all I did, and that then hides that little bit of framework and makes it blend in. And again, you would just use the wire you were stitching it with to make that work.
Fab.
So you would just undo the tail or something and just add that on and sew it over.
And the beads that Laura has just referred to, those gemstones, are the offer on the bottom of the screen. So once again, they are rutilated pre-night, which are amazing. They're big, they're powerful, they're beautiful, they're strong, they're feminine, their colour is powerful yet delicate. It's just got everything going for it. It screams springtime to me. And then a deluxe tube of pre-drilled gemstones, a huge collection of amethyst, carnelian, citrine, garnet, rose quartz, white quartz, clear quartz. Goodness, there's just tons in there. Labradorite, moonstone, they're stunning. And the offer is just $17.95 for both of these today. Now, in terms of the gemstones alone, we worked out earlier, you'd be able to make at least 5 of the necklaces and 15 of the rings. 5 of the necklaces and 15 of the rings with the gemstones. At minimum. Amazing. And then we do still have some of the wire offer available as well, which is 100 meters of the 1 mil and 100 meters of the 0.4 as well, both of which are absolutely vital to the success of this piece of jewellery.
And this wire, this type of wire is quite a solid wire. It's quite, I think it's got the hard copper centre, so it's really strong and holds its shape.
Excuse me.
So again, I'm just looking now, so I've placed this, I've got this wire here. Bless you.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
You're
that has been brewing since the start of the show.
That's okay. So you can place it how it is, place it so you're happy. And all I've done is brought one of the tails from the middle clover up, and I will just twist them together, just again to lock that into place. It's not solid, but it doesn't need to be solid, because I would do a little stitch here. If I just hold that up, I could do a little stitch here as I'm going along, because when you're adding all of these little clusters of wire here, you've got ends of your 0.4 wire, which you then use to just tie these little bits together. So it will blend in, because I would have added a little section of wire there, and just use that wire there just to tie those little ends there. That makes sense? And then I might have a tail here, which is how I added the pre-night underneath it, because originally it was plain. And then I looked at it and I felt it just needed something to bring out that leaf. So I added, just on the 0.4 wire, the pre-night, just to give it a little bit more, sort of pick it up a little bit. You can also see at the end of the clover, again, I've just gotten rid of that wire by sewing the beads onto it, hand coiling the end and turning it into a little spiral.
So it's really organically happened.
Yeah, it really does. And it's something that you do need to sit, and as you're working, you think, right, okay, that wire's there now. So there's my tail that I would have just created for the clover sort of tail. I've still got 2 wires here, and then I've got my flowers. And then I can still see how I've got all of this wire suddenly available for me to just fill up with gemstones, and for me to just wrap them around. And it's just looking at it and thinking, right, what am I going to do with this now? I like to build it up like that. Start from one end and build it up. And I didn't want to go all the way around the neck, because I felt it would have been a bit too much.
Yeah, so you've done
so I've
part
just
here.
done that part there. And all that is 4 pieces of the 1 mil wire. And I hand coiled 2 of them. And then I just, with my hands, just twisted them together and formed a loop with one of them, and just...
So did you use a gizmo to do the coil?
No, I hand coiled.
Wow. You are speedy. Talking about wow, our web comments come through from, I thought it was going to be Iliano, but then I realised if I look at the top of the text, this is in fact Eleanor. Hello, and it says, Laura, absolutely wow. I never normally would think of using this colour of wire. Today I'm inspired and I will definitely be buying it today, Eleanor. Eleanor, buy it now whilst it's on offer, hun, because we are getting incredibly limited on the allocation we can do at that price now, and you're at risk of missing out. So hopefully, have you got it, hun? Have you got it? Oh, you have! I can see your name there. Congratulations, lovely. You bought it on the web. Well done. So can I just be, I know you won't mind me doing this, but I like to look at the back of the designs because I think it can just help get your head in. So before I do that, well, in fact, no, I will do it straight away. There we go.
Reveal my secrets.
Because that's really gives us an insight into the mechanics a little bit more. And the fact is, it's happened, I thought, I'll have a sneaky peek, because Laura say you just hide all the wires. You literally are able to hide everything. I love the fact I can turn Laura's designs around, upside down, inside out, and they still look as amazing as they do front on. It makes complete utter sense, doesn't it?
When you can see it, maybe I'll ask if it can be photographed back to front as well, and then maybe people can see the back of it, and it might make
a great idea.
A bit of sense. But you can see how all of the wire that's been used, I have not added any wire in apart from the wire that has been the tail parts of all of the leaves. However, if you wanted it to look more, if you didn't feel that that was strong enough, it is a very solid piece, because it's just about using that 0.4 wire just to bind those the sections of the leaves together. Oh my goodness.
It's Director Ben, he just gets so excited every time you say it.
And even if you've done that whole piece and you still feel you want to secure it a little bit, then you could still cut little sections of wire and secure
not bind it in.
Not bind it in, but you could secure the leaves together, and you know, it will just blend into the design. So it's just one of those that's nice and organic, and build it up as you go along and have a bit of fun with it. You know, just create it as you go along and just to see what happens. I didn't have any idea what I was creating when I did it. It just sort of...
Well, I'm glad that you came up with the idea, because that's fab. And I've got to say, I know we haven't touched on this. Could we perhaps have a little...
I can tell really super quickly how it was done. I think we've
got... Ben's loaded the brake, so we've literally got a few seconds, but if we could possibly...
Basically, yeah. What?
Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh no, he's counting me. He's counting me. He's counting me. We can explain it after the break. We're going to be able to do it after the break. Right, so we are going to go to a short break. It's already in the system. I don't want to have to rush the demonstration, so we'll do it after the break. But when we come back, we're going to be doing amazing offers on finding. See you in a mo. Join guest designer Laura Binding on our intermediate wirework course. The aim of the course is to enhance your wirework skills and take your designs to the next level. You will learn more advanced weaving and binding techniques, which you can incorporate into your jewellery. The full course includes a selection of gauges of wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, a copy of the Wirework Tutorial DVD Edition 3, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and chance to meet the presenters, and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just £79.95. To book your place, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
Tune into Jewellery Maker every day at 5 p.m. for our Miss It, Miss Out show, where we'll have 4 hours of jam-packed deals, including clearance offers, end of line, last in stock and low, low prices. The Miss It, Miss Out show, only on Jewellery Maker.
Okay, so in terms of the design for Laura's ring, we're actually going to do that as part of the second inspiration, which will be coming up a little later in the show. And can I ask Laura, can you set that out as soon as possible, please, because I want to show it off.
What, the second one?
Yeah, is that okay? Oh, here is one I prepared earlier.
Ta-da!
It's amazing. Now, also to say, in about 20 minutes, look, first of all, look at this. Oh, the intricacy, the indulgence, the exquisite sort of... I'm thinking, do you watch Mr. Selfridge? Don't tell me what happened last night.
I don't watch it.
Oh, no, it wasn't last night, it's tonight. I just hit my microphone, sorry. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, Mr. Selfridge tonight. Oh, yeah, it would look, oh, yeah.
But there's no binding in that, though.
Pardon?
There's no binding in it.
There's no binding. No. Now, I have to let you know that coming up before 3 o'clock, we are going to be doing an amazing offer on high post cement, which is the jewellery glue that you need for pretty much every jewellery making project that you need glue. We've got it, and it's only ever seen on air in the whole history of Jewellery Maker once before. We've got it coming up just before 3 o'clock. Yes, so I know, she wants them.
Yeah, I do, but I also want my challenge.
But you want your challenge? Apparently you're not having it yet.
Oh, well, that's just mean.
It's nothing to do with me. Right, I don't know why we're not. I think we're just giving, I don't know what's happening. Right. Okay, number 4. Now then, crimp beads, you cannot be without. You can be without a few things. Could I get, oh, it's here. Me other blackboard. A crimp bead. For those of you who've never made a piece of jewellery before in your life, what is a crimp bead? Effectively, it is a bead that you squash and it holds all of your threads together. You can't actually, so if you have an old necklace that is broken, you need to restrand it. What you need to do to hold those wires together is not to tie a knot, you crimp it. So you put the crimping bead on. Now, exactly how to do this is explained in your free DVD and your free booklet that you are going to receive with your first purchase. You'll receive these and a couple of other magazines as well with your first purchase, and just the absolute basics and a few more advanced techniques are explained in there as well. Free with your first purchase. If perhaps you've mislaid yours or you want to get somebody else involved, we're more than happy to send this out to you for free, no post and packaging on that. Obviously you pay post and packaging on the items, and if that's coming along as a free gift. Okay, so here is a crimp bead. Now typically with this kind of crimp bead you'd expect to get through about 14 strands of beading thread, but you can literally just put 2 through. You wouldn't put any less than, you wouldn't put 1 through, that would always be a minimum of 2. You're going to get 150. Now these are 925 sterling silver with 9-carat yellow gold overlay. Did you know they are also beautiful to be used as spacer beads? And they're lovely in the world of soutache, which I'm relatively new to soutache, to be honest, since doing Linda's designer inspiration show with her just last week. It's amazing. It's an amazing medium of jewellery, and I mean crimp beads, you can't have enough of them, can you? Not
really. And if you think of that spinel that you had, if you had a couple
sapphire.
The black tourmaline.
Oh,
it's because it was so sparkly, it was making me think it was that.
Yeah, completely.
But I had a couple of those in a pair of earrings and then one of those rainbow drops. How lush would that be?
That would be Girt Lush.
Girt Lush? Would it be Girt Lush by
Laura
Leather?
Binding, that would be Girt Lush by Leather. I'd love that in my life. That would be Girt Lush. Right then, ZP-GC31. They're approximately, well, they're 2mm by 2mm. You can get about 14 threads through. You're going to get 150. They're 925 sterling silver with a 9-carat yellow gold overlay. Now we were going to do them at, they were going to go on offer at £9.95. How much would it be for 150 usually? It's usually £3.95 a pack. So at £11.85 it would be usually, for 150 it would be £11.85. Teeth, Lucy. But we're not staying at £9.95 today. Good luck. Here we go at £7.95 for 150. Now, if you think of those as 95 sterling silver spacer beads with a 9-carat yellow gold overlay, oh my goodness. £7.95, I think it's fair to say that the stock is flying out on these. ZPGC31. You can use your Visa, you can use your MasterCard. It's a free phone number. It's one post and packaging price for all of your purchases. And honestly, at that offer, how about getting 300? How about getting a couple of those offers? Congratulations to all of you who've already got it. Make sure you're checking out your baskets if you're shopping on the website, and also pressing your buy now button if you're shopping on the phone lines. £7.95 for 150. And it's the type of finding that you can never have enough of. You will always need crimp beads, and you will always need spacer beads, and they double up as both, so you might as well stock up while they're on offer. Congratulations, I've got 2 Geraldines. Just thought I'd offer that information to you. Congratulations to all of you there. I can see lots of you are yet to press your option 1 who are on the phone lines. Make sure you do now. Don't worry, you're answered in the order that you call in. So £7.95, got plenty of stock of that available for you. It's only available though until 9 o'clock this evening if you're watching the live hours. ZPGC31, 2mm in diameter, 2mm in its length. Well done, lots and lots and lots. Yeah, right then. In box 8. Okay, eye pins are lovely, and if you're like me, when I first started making jewellery, oh my word, my eye loops were just awful. They were really ski-whiff. Bless, my mum has kept a lot of the jewellery that I made for her when I first started making. Can't believe she ever wore it, bless her. Bless. But eye pins. Eye pins are incredibly useful as they can be a time saver. Thank you. Because obviously you can make your own shepherd hooks out of them, and you've already got the loop there. They're perfect for making your own chain. Now the offer that you have, and this is an eye loop, a head pin would be have a little ball on the end, or a little flat part on the end, or a little shape. But this is an eye pin where you've got a little eye loop. Great for making your own chain. And you can see that you've got, now these are 925 sterling silver. I would say that they feel wire thickness about 0.8. 0.6.
I'd say 0.6.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay, well you are the expert, I'm going to go with you. So about 0.6. I think it's probably because they're a lot sturdier than 0.6 wire. I think that's what's throwing me, because they're very, 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 very strong. They're a 925 sterling silver, so they're still malleable. But obviously, if you were to have a silver plate, if you were to have, I'm talking absolute rubbish now, aren't I? You've got a sterling silver. You are eventually going to, a sterling silver is going to last a lot longer than another method. I can't actually get my teeth in.
Sterling silver is more malleable.
Thank you, Laura.
Work with.
Take over for me.
And it's also, it's a recognised metal.
Yes.
So if you were making something for somebody and you were using that sterling silver, you were able to say that's a sterling silver pair of earrings, completely sterling silver. Yeah. It makes it, I think people are more appreciative of it, because they think, oh, especially if you're giving it as a gift to somebody.
Yeah, and especially if you're using gemstone strands of distinction as well, definitely. So you've got a 9-carat yellow gold plate, and you've got a rose gold overlay, on top of 925 sterling silver. So the rose gold and the yellow gold, you are going to be getting 20 of each colour, so 40 in total. 40 eye pins, usual price. Oh, we'll just double check it. We'll put in the web price. Okay, we've just gone straight in. £9.95 today for 40. Sorry folks, we'll find out their usual price for you. Kirsty's having a look at that, my producer Kirsty, for you now. So for 40, 925 sterling silver eye pins, £9.95. £9.95. It's usually £5.95 a pack. So £9.95 for 40 of them, so that's 2 packs. It's usually £5.95 a pack, so a great little saving there for you. £9.95. But now, I think it's fair to say a lot of you have chomping at the bit. We've had a lot of people asking for this. I'm just biding my time.
Did you know binding rhymed with finding?
Yeah, I did, and I didn't want to go there because I thought that would be really presumptuous and boring. Right now, though, it's time. So many of you have been desperately wanting this back in stock. We're going to do it now. Let's do it. Okay, I have got just over 200 of these in offer. That is it. The 200 that we had the other day went in minutes. We are going to do an incredible offer. Now this offer is 3 tubes of the GS Hypo Cement Glue. And effectively what this is for, and it says on the, in fact, if I state on the back exactly what it says, it has a precision nozzle. So I'm going to get one out of the box for you, but I just want to take that off so I can state exactly that it says that it is for hobbies, crafts, model building. So I could share this with my dad because he makes model aeroplanes, ceramic and plastic repair, fly fishing lures, watch crystals, jewellery making, bead crafts, industrial applications and fine screw locking. You could not get a more versatile glue cement. You just couldn't. And it dries completely clear, doesn't it? This one? It does. Goodness. Now, I know a lot of you out there have used this before for setting your gemstones in cabochons. So if you've got a cabochon and you've got a ring in 925 sterling silver and you want to put your gemstone into a setting and you haven't got any claws or anything, you can use this and it is going to stick like glue. This is also perfect for sticking the Kumihimo ends on. And just to give you an insight on how good the deal this is and how long it's going to last, Mark Smith, one of our guest designers, said the other day on air that he has had one of these and it's kept him going for 6 months. I've just released the glue. I have released the glue. Woohoo! Let's get gluing. Now the cap has got a pin in it, so you can pop that. I'm just going to wipe it though before I put the lid on. I will just wipe that off. Could I have a piece of tissue, please? Now, if you wipe it with a baby wipe, it actually stops it from continuing to seep, and also from anything to sticking to it. So if you get you can pick them up for like 40p a pack of cheap baby wipes. So here we go. This is the Precision Glue. Okay, yeah, so Mark says that his lasting for 6 months. You see that then? Just literally you slide that on there. Obviously, I'm not going to just do the top up, so we'd recommend that you just wipe it with a baby wipe. Once again, for crafts, hobbies, watch crystals, optics, industrial applications, bead crafts, jewellery making, ceramic and plastic repair. I actually think, to be honest, even if you don't make jewellery, I think every household should have tubes of this in their house. I'm getting this for my dad. Yeah, have you broken anything on your handbag? Thank you, darling. Have you broken anything? Have you broken the heel on your shoe? How often the sole's coming off the bottom of your shoes? Oh, check me out. I'm like on a generic shopping channel, aren't I?
I think if you've got kids as well, the amount of times they break their toys and they come up and go, can you fix it?
No.
Yes,
you can. Can you fix it? Yes, you can. It is brilliant. It just, the smell of it reminds me of my dad. Usually smells of glue, bless him. Hi, Dad. Because he makes his model aircraft. Okay, we're already approaching half the stock has gone. For 3 tubes, you ain't gonna believe this. For 3 tubes, £7.95 for 3 tubes. Amazing value for money. This is the GS Precision Applicator tube. So you've got that really dainty little dinky tip at the end. I get it for my dad from here because it is by far the lowest price that I'm able to find it at. And it also, can I also say, I love my dad so much. But I have had giggles in the past about how many times he's glued his fingers together. This will not glue your fingers together. It does not stick skin. How cool is that? The technology in that is the biggest selling factor for me, because the amount of times my dad used to come in and be like, oh, James, what have you done now? Not again, James, really. She doesn't quite talk like that, but $7.95 for 3 of these tubes. For 3 tubes. Now we have got a small queue on the phone lines. Don't worry, we know you are there and you're answered in the order that you call in. Thank you again for calling us. Thank you again for placing your orders with us today. Interestingly enough, I have a few people who are seriously bulk buying this, which means you're getting a minimum of 6, quite a lot of you. Are you selling these on? Why not? I wouldn't blame you. You sell them on a well-known website for a lot more. So that is a well-known auctioning website, Ben. Yes, yeah. This is amazing value for money for 3 of those. Free phone number 0800 644 655, and you can literally. Are you serious? Okay, so Kirsty, our producer, has just found this being sold online for $6.99 for 1 tube, $7.95 for 3 here at Jewellery Maker. Oh yeah. There is a little bit of a queue on those phone lines. We will answer you in the order that you call in. Do bear with us. And again, we're getting quite low on stock now. So if you are shopping on the website, make sure you are checking out your baskets. $7.95 now. Talking about under £10 offers, I've got a wire tool bundle coming up for you later. Under £10 for loads of wire tools. Brilliant. Under £10. $7.95. Keep your text messages coming in. Are you enjoying the show? Mike's enjoying the show. I'm glad about that, Mike. Mike, now you are a proud new home owner. Yes, do you have any glue?
I don't.
I think you should have some.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happens, and it needs to go in your man drawer, according to Kirsty. Have you got a man tin?
I've got some no nails, but it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. No, he's named another type of glue. It's not the same thing because that glue would nowhere near do as much as this glue.
It wouldn't be good for jewellery making, that's
It would not be good for jewellery making, that type of glue you mentioned. No. But all of that jewellery that you make, Mike. Free phone number 0800 644 645. What sort of things have you used this for in the past, Laura?
Well, it is good if people do like to do like the you know, where they do the felt back and then they stick some of the stones on.
Yeah.
So you've got it for that. For polymer clay, if you like to make cufflinks as well, we sell the cufflink blanks, and then you can use the glue to stick like the polymer clay in, or it's used a lot with jewel enamel as well, because when you do jewel enamel, you create the mould.
Yeah.
So you would then be able to use the bezels that we sell and actually secure it to the bezel using the glue. And also use it to fix children's toys.
Yeah.
They've been broken.
I'm actually thinking of loads of things in my house that I could fix.
You wait.
Well, I ordered mine the other day. I am going to make sure, get around to all those little fiddly jobs that I've not had a chance to do yet. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited about gluing. $7.95. I'm going to leave that with you, and if we get a chance to recap it, if we've got any stock left later, we will do. Highly unlikely. If you've got a phone in your hand, stay where you are. Again, you're answered in the order that you call in. Okay, let's do some more findings, which rhymes with bindings. Box 9. Okay, so we had the eye pins before. Let's do head pins. We've got 20 of the 925 sterling silver 9-carat yellow gold overlay and 20 of the 925 sterling silver 9-carat rose gold overlay. So these are the ball head pins. Again, you can make your own shepherd hooks with these. You would then just equally use the base of it where we had the eye loop of the previous piece. You'd still do an eye loop effectively of these, but they have a little ball on the end. I mean, they are a staple essential for jewellery making. And again, if you are going to be using high-end gemstones such as our gem strands of distinction, then I'm absolutely with Laura. Use a premium material alongside it. Use a premium metal. So use a minimum of a 925 sterling silver, and obviously within these you've got the extra bonus of either a 9 carat yellow gold or a 9 carat rose gold to complement. Right, the code on this is CMGC74. We are brewing up to seeing some more of Laura's amazing inspirations. Now, the usual price for each pack is £5.95 a pack. And £9.95 for 2 packs today. So you're going to get 40 in total, 20 of each colour. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on 0800 644 655. We're going to be going over to Laura again imminently and doing some more amazing offers regarding the piece of jewellery that she has made for us today. Do keep your texts in. We're quite quiet on the text front today, so if you'd like to text in, remember you can do so. Free phone number 60777 and start your text message JM Studio. If not, it goes to another TV shopping channel that has nothing to do with us. Thank you. Okay, move on. Can we do number 12, please? Okay, these are brilliant. They're ridiculously brilliant. They can be used for cufflinks, they can be used for settings for polymer clay, you can put enamel in them, you can wire wrap around them. They're just the most genius findings, and you can actually just use it as a plain toggle clasp. They're brilliant for cufflinks, those. How much were they originally? We're going to check the original launch price on these. You'll see what's going on in just a second. This is what we're looking at. Oh dear. $24.95 was the price on these originally. $24.95. $24.95 for 100. I'm going to tell you what's happened, and I'm going to be really honest. On the late, it was Ed McKay, or Mackay as he sometimes calls himself, trashed the price of these on the Late Show. And there's a note on the system that that price should never have happened because it was detrimental to the financial figures of this item. In other words, probably lost us money. Unfortunately, because that has been done so close to the time that we have scheduled these for, we have to honour the lowest price it's been recently, otherwise we'd be seen to be ripping you off. So we could potentially get shouted at by Ed making a mistake. So just once again, Ed reduced these massively, hugely below where they should have gone to. Hugely below. There's a note on the system, should not have gone to this price. But because it went to that price so recently, we have to honour it. We can't put the price any higher than it was. We wouldn't usually, had there not have been a note on the system. If you want a bargain, here it is. And in a weird way, I don't want you to buy these at all because it's going to make us look really bad to management who analyse our figures. Okay, should we take this off screen now? Okay, we're going to move on. Well done if you got them. Okay, box 11. Oh, beautiful. Oh, these are so beautiful. They're so Art Deco. Stunning. With those black tourmaline that we had earlier to make gorgeous chandelier earrings. Look at these. Now also, because they're 925 sterling silver and they're really malleable, they also look really gorgeous as bracelets, because if you really heat these in your hands, you can bend them ever so slightly and it can go over the wrists and they'll make beautiful bracelet findings. So I've actually made bracelets with these before like that. Oh, sorry, that's, you can't see a thing there. I'm being really rubbish today. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay? So you can have 4 strands and then it just goes down to 1 strand. Beautiful! These are beautiful connectors, or chandelier style drops for earrings, or just lovely for a pendant. You're going to get 4. Which is 2 pairs. Because he's now going, no, you're going to get 2. Yeah. 2 pairs means 4. Okay, do you know what? We just need to get to Laura. Let's just bring in the price of these. PHDL13. So you will get 2 pairs, which means 4 individual pieces. £6. Hang on. £6.95. The 925 sterling silver with a 9-carat rose gold overlay. And once again, that's the wrong price again. Too low on that one. Oops, never mind. Moving on. £6.95. Moving on. Okay, let's do some. Oh, flips. I dropped one. Okay. Where to next then, Kirsty doll? Oh, can we do number 7? Because I've not seen anything like this in ages. They are beautiful. Look at these. Oh, they're so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love these. You're going to get 2 of the gold hearts. Okay. Stars. Oh, I had a really late night last night. I'm really sorry. And my child slept. I can't even blame him. He sleeps now. I adore this, and I adore this. Using 0.25 wire with seed beads and just wire wrap it all the way round.
Aww.
Isn't that beautiful? Again, 95 sterling silver with a 9-carat rose gold overlay on that one. And then 925 sterling silver with a 9-carat yellow gold overlay on this one. I'm going to put them all on the blackboard for you. Free phone number 0800 644 655. We are literally moments away from going back over to Laura to see her next inspiring piece for us today. Inspiring with binding. There's no binding. £14.95. That is amazing show offer. 925 sterling silver. Because they're sterling silver and they are malleable, you can use these as base for rings as well. So if I just heat this in my fingers for you, this is when I feel like you're gonna bend. Okay, look. How gorgeous would that be as a ring? Oh, she says, trying to balance it on her finger. Gorgeous, isn't it? Really gorgeous. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Just to remind you again, we've still got some more of the Hyper Cement available for you. But don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, it's all about Laura's design. See you in a moment.
The early bird catches the worm. Don't miss out on your chance to grab our amazing early bird offers at 9 AM on weekday mornings. Catch them while you can.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewellery Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift. On the 25th of February, come join us on Jewellery Maker to see our Mix Up Tuesday show. We're shaking things up and presenting you with a different theme every hour. So it's fast paced and loads to see this Mix Up Tuesday on Jewellery Maker.
You can now watch clips from Jewellery Maker on our YouTube channel. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Okay, we could have been really professional and set up during the break, but we were talking about wheat intolerance, eating pineapple and ordering cups of tea and coffee, so bear with us a second. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, and I've worn a blue top and it matches. That's Posh Scott dropping stuff. Oh, here we go. It's all right, it's making me a cup of tea, so I love him, his ace. I'm going to show you the ring on my shoulder like I used to in the world of Gems TV. I never did that. I don't know why I just did that. Right. Can I shove that over there?
Yeah, I'll just move all your stuff. Don't worry.
It's all right. It's Posh Scott. Okay. Oh my word. Oh my word, let's have a little gander through these. We have got the most amazing couple of hours ahead, particularly the next hour, which is really focusing on, Shall we have a look at the rings first? Get your text coming in.
You get the feeling I like rings.
Oh, aren't they amazing? Did you hear that?
Oh, you heard one for me.
It's one for me, one for Laura, one for you. Thanks, Kirsty.
You will notice that the rings are in pairs. They might have had intentions. So if you put that one on the other hand on top of one of the other rings, it kind of becomes the other one. Put it on top of one of the other rings. It's like an all-in-one kind of finger.
On top of it?
Yeah, put it on top of your finger. So you get like that finger ring effect.
Oh my word, how bang on trend. Miley Cyrus, eat your heart out.
It's just that sort of the whole finger ring kind of thing. Just messing around.
Like I'm not going to take my clothes off, don't worry. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. 3 rings, those 3 rings, we're going to learn how to make these. Of course, we do need a quick demo. We are going to start with a quick demo from the previous inspiration.
Okay.
So before we do anything else, let's just quickly get back on track. So earlier on in the show, we did show to you a ring with a chartreuse wire and a collection of other gemstones. We're going to just have a very, 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 very ridiculously quick demo. We have got a ring mandrel coming up later in the show as well, because Laura's about to use a ring mandrel.
I am.
I've got a ring mandrel coming up, the plastic one coming up in a bundle later.
Look at me, I'm getting myself in a right old mess. Nothing changes, eh?
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. I
It's
prepped.
a sign of a creative mind, and you prepped beautifully, Laura.
That's a one-off. Okay, so to make this ring, because we're using the 1mm wire, it's a bit harder to just use like you would a 0.8 wire, so it's not as malleable. It is, but it's a bit harder to sort of manipulate. So I'm going to start off with a tiny little loop, going right at the end of the pliers, and I'm actually turning that, if you can just see there, I've turned it right round so that it's got no gap at all, and that's quite important.
Okay.
Don't worry about it whether it looks pretty or not, because this is actually just going to be part of the structure. Okay, So take in the ring mandrel, place this at about one size larger than the size you actually want, because we're not going to do too much work to the base, so we don't need to worry about shrinking it too much. And I'm just holding it in place, that little spiral in place. I'm just going to wrap the wire around once and then bring it back around again. So if I take that off, you've got that little tiny circle there and it's been wrapped, and if I show you the back, you've got two pieces of wire around the back. Then, if you'll see, I'll make it so it's the same below the first loop that we made. Round your pliers and just bring it all the way around to the side and just do a complete loop. Now I'm keeping this excess wire for a reason. Probably don't need that much. You only really need about 1/2 metre or so for this ring, but it's better to have too much wire than not enough. So that's going to be the base of your ring. Taking the 0.4 wire, which I have put somewhere, but I don't know where, and sorry.
I'm just loving this.
So I'm just going to anchor this 0.4 wire to one of my loops. So I'm just going to...
Just to reiterate, we are just recapping quickly a ring that we saw earlier on in the show.
Yeah. So I've just wrapped that so you can see, just to attach it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just get rid of that little tail and I'm going to cut that to the front. Okay, because then that way it's going to go into the design as opposed to against the skin.
Okay.
Okay. Then what you would do, I have got one prepped, so don't worry, I'm just going to show you how I start it. I know, go me. And just pop a couple of beads on. Clearly can't see.
Go me.
I'm quite proud of myself.
Because every time you say, here's one I did earlier, like...
Right, anyone who watches me knows I'm rubbish at prepping. So before I do that, sorry, because I was skipping on a step, I'm going to wrap this weaving wire.
Wrap or bind?
Wrap. Now. I've just brought it around the whole of that middle shank there, just to actually bind all the wires together. Okay, and then that's secured all of that then, and you can just wrap it around a little bit. And what you would do then is add a couple of beads on and then wrap it, add a couple of beads on and wrap it. Like this. And then you would build a little cluster.
Earlier.
So you can see I'll add one or two, bring it across, and then just build up. So I'll just show you the back. And it's just building it up, and you can see I want to cover both those loops, but also use those loops to bring the wire through the loops and add more stones, okay? Pop it back round. When you're ready and you're happy with the size of the little cluster, anchor the wire that you used to do all the weaving with just onto this bare wire here. So if you can just see, just in that little gap there, you can see where I've just wrapped it about 3 times and then just cut it off. Okay, so now the ring itself is secure, but just to make it a bit more decorative, I'm just going to take this extra length of wire, which is why I kept this on, just bring it around the stone, wrap it through the whole ring shank once. So I've just wrapped it once so that I've got that flash of colour there. And that's going to bring that wire back down to be able to wrap around the bottom of the cluster. Make sure when you're doing this that you just keep an eye on these 2 wires here and that they stay sat on top of each other. There we go. And that wire then just comes across here and you can make it whatever size you want. So it's just like that. And then again, just behind the ring shank to secure it. So that's actually just framed that little cluster. And then if you wanted to go across, then you can bring the wire across, bring it back down again, and then just bring it up and snip it.
And it's as simple as that.
And it is as simple as that. Snipped it to the top there.
And that's one thing that I really take note as well. You always snip on top so it's not going to catch the skin.
Yeah, you don't want it to catch the skin, and you also want it to sort of blend into the design. So that would just blend in. Take a bit of time to finish that properly. Pop it back on the ring mandrel, resize it. But you can see, because it's quite minimal the amount of wrapping we've done around the ring shank, you really don't need to go too many sizes larger. And there you have a really cute little ring.
Fab. Well, that was a little recap from earlier. Thank you very much, Laura. And now we're about to start our new one.
Look, it fits
Excuse me. Just have a look at this Excuse me, folks, just decided to have a little sneeze. Okay, so this is what we're really going to focus on, but we're also going to learn how to do these rings. Now, the bundle that Laura has created for you allows you to make all of these rings and the necklace. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how many times. Is that what you've got left over?
Yeah.
Oh, you only get one cabochon.
Yep.
But this is the amount of wire that Laura has left.
And yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't even use the...
I used like, because there's a finding kit, so I've used some of the findings and I used one of the
One
quartz.
bead, right. So, this is just striking. Can we get even closer on that one, please? Look at that. That is amazing. What was that, sorry, Kirsty? It looks nice on my new top, thank you very much. It is a new top. I bought it on the way to work because I forgot my top. I'm always having to do that at the moment. My whole wardrobe is impulse buys. Right, so a gorgeous, yes, the one that I spilled a cup of tea down my front before I came on air. Thank you, Ollie. A gorgeous cabochon. At the top of the cabochon, just glistening away ever so slightly, delicately there, is a gorgeous coated quartz. And then you've got that beautiful look at all of this wire work. Now what's really lovely as well, because the findings that Laura has used, you've got little detailings. Look at the little pink, the little heart peeking through, and another one there, another one just at the top there on the side. Just this delicate little detailing of the head pins. So she's actually used where the silver, it looks like silver wire, that's actually used in the head pins. So in the bundle, are you ready? Let's have a look what's in there. 100 meters of the 0.8. Now, I love this blue. Yeah. It is, that is Kate Middleton just got engaged to Prince William blue.
Yep, it's gorgeous. It's a really lovely, like it's real royal blue.
Royal blue would
royal
be.
blue.
Do you know what? It's never in a million years occurred to me that she was wearing royal blue and that she was going to become a royal. Oh dear, you're genius. Then this is a cabochon. A cabochon. Look at that. Now every single one will differ slightly because it's the product of Mother Nature, but my word, they're beautiful.
You can see mine there. You can see that I've got one with banding, I've got one that's really faded,
yeah.
but they're all beautiful, whichever you get.
Yeah. Lots of variations. Okay, now here is the strand of that quartz. Laura has used one bead. 18 centimetre strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 approximately on there. And then two mega findings packs. Mega! And it's fair to say that Laura has barely scraped the surface of one of those findings packs. The findings literally being used for the chain. You can get 2 meters of chain. Am I right in thinking each findings pack has got 100 findings in? Yeah. And then if I turn this around at the back, you can see that Laura's actually used these loops, which quite often are used for earrings. Use those to create the little loops there, and then a fabulous toggle clasp. The chain and a collection of head pins and eye pins around the cabochon, and then on the ring using those silver colour rondelles. I'm so having this. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, not even touched the crimps or the shepherd hooks or the.
Yeah, didn't touch any of those. I mean, the thing is, I wanted the 2 packs because I knew I wanted to do it quite chain heavy. And I'd rather than trying to make it work with 1 meter, I wanted that extra amount of chain, so that's why we went with that. And you can never have too many findings, can you?
And all the head pins and the eye pins that have been used around the design as well. Gorgeous. I mean, think about all the jump rings that you haven't even touched as well. So, 100 meters of wire, 2 findings packs, 200 findings, cabochon, and the blue coated quartz strand. Usual price, well, everything separately would be $45.99. Now we are going to do a sensational bonkers offer. Kirsty, that price you were going to, whack a bit more off. QOGC81. Come on, at $45.99. We were supposed to go today to $34.95. Kirsty doesn't like that price today. This is only your show price, folks. If you buy everything outside the show, it'll go back up again. $29.95. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Amazing value for money. And obviously, the cabochon is the only thing that's going to restrict you in the amount you can make. Obviously, when you've used everything up, you can no longer make it. But you'll be able to make tons. And that wire is just going to go on.
Well, the wire's going to go on and on and on. I've got to, I mean, think of if you love making rings, you've got it all there. If you love doing gizmo work, you've got the 0.8 there. Yeah, you've only got one cab, but at the end of the day, you can still do links. You don't have to do it chainy like that. You could do whatever you want to do. And having that amount of findings, it all just goes into your stash, you know, so it's...
And I've got to say, in our last hour, we've got a section all on wire work where we have got some big chunky slabs and we have got cabochons as well. Oh, just absolutely gorgeous. I have to have that in my life. Right, Raw Abiding Citizen.
I love that one. That's gorgeous. But
Do
they're all...
you want that one? Have that one.
Should I have that one?
Yeah.
I've got... You can just see how different they all
That
are.
one, yeah.
They're all just beautiful. Which one should I use?
That one.
You want to think about it?
No, because I want to take that one home. Because I've got the glue
So
now,
just
so I've got an exact
just to
thing.
say...
I want to glue that to the felt and soutache around it.
Yeah, that'd be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So for that, I'm using this one. Okay, so, you know, at the moment...
Which one do you want?
You may have
Do you
that
know
one.
what, though? For the sake of the demonstration on screen, that will probably be a better one to use because we'll be able to see the blue wire showing up.
I'll cut it up after and then you can have the
Thank you.
I didn't say anything. Okay, so for this one, and like I say, it's all about that statement necklace at the moment, so it's about the chain, something like that focal.
So you're using wire cutters.
Yep, my flush cutters, which I love, which we do sell.
The flush cutters are available on the website, folks, the flush cutters.
They're amazing.
And how do they differ then from just the cutters that you get in the kit?
These ones cut at a sort of an angle, so when you cut it, it will cut it down like that. So if you're making rings or anything like that, to finish it, we'll make a really smooth finish because you haven't got that pinch. So the other ones will just pinch the wire to a point like that.
The other ones are great for cutting beading thread.
The other ones are great for cutting and they are fine for using with wire work, but if you want to, if you really do love doing wire work and you really want to take it that next level up, then it's totally worth investing in these.
Yeah, as it is also worth investing in the nylon pliers. We'll see those in just a moment.
But also even little things like if you like to do wrap loops.
Yep.
Again, just cutting it with that flush cut, you just put your pliers, you just crimp it in and it just gives a really nice finish. And they get in the intricate places and they cut 1.5 wire up to 1.5 really lovely.
Wow, okay,
so,
thank you.
But I just love them anyway. So what I'm going to do is going to start off. So what we do, I've got one that I sort of prepped earlier.
Well done.
And what I'm going to be doing is this little section here where we create the loops for the chain to sit behind. Okay, so I'm going to start off by doing that part first. So I'm going to take a length of wire. I didn't need to say what it is. It's probably about, it's probably about just under ½ metre. And what I want this wire to do is to sit on the inside of the back of the stone. So I don't want it to, I want it to sort of sit like this. So if you can see that, you see that one? So, and this is something you do need to keep checking to make sure that it's sitting on the inside because we don't want it to go on the outside. Don't want to see those loops. We want it to be like a hidden part of the mechanics. So I'm going to bring the two ends of the wire together and create that natural teardrop shape. And again, just using your fingers just to, and place it on so that you're happy with the positioning of the wire. So I want to take my round nose pliers and I'm just going to, facing towards, I'm just going to create a loop. I've brought the wire, if I show it like that you can see, I've just brought that wire towards me. I'll take that out. Be able to see it's just a loop and it's going up. The loop's going up away from the frame.
Half the stock of the bundle has now gone.
So I'm going to move my pliers along and I'm going to repeat. So I'm just literally taking my wire and wrapping it around. So I've got two. Oops, sorry, there you go. So you've got two. And then I want to do a third one. Okay. The gap of these aren't too important. You don't want them too far apart, but you don't want them sitting in a row. You do want them to have a bit of space between them. If you find that there's a bit too much of a space, you can still tweak them around a little bit, make them a little bit larger so that you're happy. Okay, I'm going to take that halfway. Got it like that. All right, so I'm just going to place that on top of the cab. So you want to just check that you're sitting in line with the back of the stone. So I can see by doing that that's fine, and you can see how it's sitting. It's not going to be obvious when you've got the cab facing that way. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side quickly. Okay. Try and make the loops you don't want the loops really tiny, because you want to be able to get the chain through it, and you want the chain to be able to move. So you don't want it.
Okay, it's just tweaked which bit you're doing that.
Yeah, so you
okay.
Back through and back through. So you can see there, you can take your time to make sure it's nice and neat. You can see it's on both of it. So I'm going to just pop it on the cab now. Okay, to measure it. And I can see, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look too tidy, but I can see that that's going to fit nicely on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side. Now I'm going to cut another 3 lengths of wire. I want these to be about 1/2 metre, purely because I want to use the excess wire. I do that all the time.
Could do with some goggles.
I missed the wire. I couldn't cut it.
I'm just going to, can I just grab my drink?
No.
Thanks.
No.
Thanks, Scott.
1, 2, 3. Okay. The reason is I want these to be large enough to go around, long enough to go around the stone. But I'm also going to use this wire to be a bit decorative as well, and to fill in this top part of the cab.
I love that you call it cab.
That's because.
Alright, so cool.
Cab.
Cab.
Right.
I don't know all about this.
I don't know what it means either. Just watch too much Ninja Turtles. Other programs.
Other programs are available. Don't give this woman any more coffee.
I haven't had any.
Give that woman coffee.
Right, so I'm just cutting a small section of the wire off again. And what I'm going to do is wrap.
You can say bind. We're over it now.
You're not there, are you?
No.
And I'm going to take the frame with the spirals in, the loop, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pop all that in.
This is the exact wire that's in the bundle on your screen.
Yeah. I'm just going to put them all together. Right now, and I want this to be sort of in the centre of the wires.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to just bind them together.
I keep getting bind us together, bind us together.
And I'm just using my hands to just wrap this around.
And again, what I can really notice from being at this angle, because I can see it at a different angle to you, is the amount of tension you are putting on those wires.
This does need to be quite. So I've just wrapped them, just coiled them, so you can see there. And what I want is the ends of my wires to both be on the same side, and preferably on the inside, because I don't want them to be on the outside of the pendant. Again, it's being exposed to the skin.
Yeah.
So if you've got these pliers, they're brilliant. Okay.
Why are they brilliant?
Because they enable you to work with the wire, but without marking it.
You use these a lot.
I do. I use them all the time. I actually call them my wire straighteners, because a lot of the time I just use them just to straighten the wire. You know, when I was doing the leaf earlier with that long piece of the 0.4 wire, would use these just to straighten out any kinks that you create as you're going along.
So we've actually got those in stock, and they're back by popular demand. They're in stock now. So should we do them now? Sorry to interrupt you, Laura. We will. I know. For all my haters out there, don't worry. We will get back to the demo in a moment. Dig, dig. I know. I had a right little. I was really upset earlier, but I'm fine now. I will be fine. Okay, so these are the nylon pliers, but they're in stock. But we've only got 100. They're literally, that's it. There are 100 in stock. They're gonna go today. It will be the first come, first serve, and the price will be ridiculous. Seriously, price compare anywhere else. They're $4.95 for professional nylon jaw pliers. And what I want to stress as well, because those of you regular viewers know that I've got a bit of arthritis in my hands, and they are squidgy, and they're the comfort grip. So if you've had the zebra tools, they're the same grip on the handle, so they're cushiony, they feel lovely. And obviously when you're doing wire work, you have to put a lot of tension on, so that makes a difference £4.95. Grab these, you will not be disappointed. And just little things like, you are working with coated wire.
Yeah.
Rather than having to put masking tape over pliers and things, they are cushioned. They're not just coated, they're cushioned as well. This part of them, this part is cushioned and coated. And then you've got the comfort grip. So this is nylon, it's cushioned. I'm saying coated, it's for coated, specifically good for coated wire, but even for your sterling silver wire, I mean, they're genius, they're brilliant.
Well, they're like I said, I call them my straighteners for that reason, that if you're working with wire and you just want to straighten that wire out, if I was working with this and I've got it sort of, it's gone a bit out of shape or it's gone bent, I would just straighten it. That's all I would use it for.
And there's actually nothing else that I've used. I certainly can't get it that straight with my fingers. No.
No, and especially when you've got the thicker wires. So like the finer wires you can tend to straighten a little bit better with your fingers, but if you're using sort of 0.81 mil, anything like that, then these are really quite essential, because also, again, going back to that colour, if you're trying to turn, make spirals or something using a darker wire, you know, I've said before that darker wire sometimes does tend to just mark easier. I don't know why, it just does. But if you're trying to turn a thicker wire, you really need to have that extra strip, that extra grip.
Yeah, for making spirals,
so
these are perfect.
They would be essential for that, just to grip that wire.
KOZX72, how are we doing on stock levels there, Kirsty? Okay, over 50 have now gone. So less than 50 of those available. £4.95, grab them. And to be honest, maybe grab a couple of pairs, because if you're somebody who likes to use 2 pairs of flat nose pliers, if you're doing designs, then when you're working with wire, 2 pairs of flat nose means 2 pairs of nylon pliers. £4.95, and great for chainmail with coloured jump rings as well. £4.95 for those. Okay, I did promise we'd get back to the design, and don't worry, we have not taken any time away that had been allocated to the design.
Right, okay. So what I want to show you is I've got my the wire that's got the loops in, and that's at the back, and if you notice, I should have mentioned, sorry, that the loops need to go out the back and they need to be facing out that way, because they're going to be, when you fold the wires up, they're going to sit at the back of the cab. Okay, so again, you're worse than Kayla. You are worse than Kayla.
How old's Kayla?
5. You are. So I'm just going to use this just to flatten it a little bit, and I'm going to cut the wire on the inside. And what I'm going to do is cut it, sorry, just trying to show this. I'm just going to cut it and I'll show you where I've cut it. I can't do it backwards. So I'm just cutting it there.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're then using those same pliers?
Just to crunch it down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, but what I've done is I've cut that wire just sort of in the middle of this group of wires, so that the edge isn't going to come out over the edge of the wires. Okay, all right. So now, if I show you, they're all secured together. Okay, I've got my ones with the loop on at the back, and then I've got my 3 towards the front. I'm just going to crunch them back together, and I'm going to just move these out of the way and crunch these. Okay, now I'm going to do another 2 wraps. I'm going to do one just above my loops here, and then one just above these loops here. I'm not going to do them super tidy, I'm just going to bind it together.
I'm not saying nothing.
No. And what you see is I'm holding the wires really tight and securely in my hand. I'm holding the little tiny tail, which is what I've just to hold it all steady, and then I'm just pulling really tight.
Is all 0.8 wire, yeah?
Yeah, it's all 0.8 wire. You don't need to do too many wraps. You just want to hold it all the wires together, really. So you could do, as long as you've done sort of a minimum of 3, then that's fine. Okay, again, I'm cutting on the inside. And again, that stops the colour of the wire being exposed, because obviously being a copper core, it shows up quite obviously against the darker wire. So by cutting it inside, you don't see it. And again, just going to...
Sneaky.
Oh, yes. And I am binding all 4 of the wires together. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay.
The fact that my producer and director are going, ting, every time you say it.
Yeah, but I can't hear that. I just see your face. Right. Okay. So again,
goes on
oh gosh, right, so right, now what you will find is that you will be able to move these little sections up and down. So
cool,
you can
okay.
position them in the right place. Don't think, oh, I've done it too high up. You can move them. Now the good thing about using the 0.8 wire is that you can use your fingers to do a lot of the work, so you don't need to keep putting your pliers in to try and pull it out to catch the actual cabochon. So what I'm going to do is just using my fingers and my nails, I'm just going to pull that little back section of the, I'll just pop it around there for you to see, that section there. I'm just going to pull that out, and then I'm going to do the same with the front. You can see just using my hands and my nails, that's just pulled that out. Okay, I'll do the same on the other side. You can sort of really manipulate this wire. I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, now bend them all together. And what you want to be able to do is catch the stone. So when you bring it all together, I'm holding it all quite close, and then I can fold.
Cage,
yeah, it's just a little cage, it's just for it to sit in. And you're going to take a bit more time than I am. And you almost fold it in around it, so it's almost like a little basket. Okay, just like this. Yeah. Now there's 2 wires going up through the middle. Okay, so just again using your thumb, split them so they really hold that stone in. So just, I'll do it again on the other side.
Just so you know as well, your graphics are going to be changing on screen shortly, and we'll have the bundle there for you, as well as your nylon pliers. The last of the nylon pliers now, so it'll be speedy on those, and the bundle will reappear on screen for you, which includes all of that wire. Okay, so you can see, I mean, this is just being done quite roughly and quite quickly. It's just, but it's still held that stone secure. Okay, so I've split those 2 wires there, so I've got one that's going just down the outside. Yeah. And then that one there, and that means that that stone can't escape. Okay. And you can really sort of use this wire and really hold and hug that stone. Now straighten these out so that they're still sitting up. You can use your pliers. So you want them to sit up like that, so that you can actually thread the chain through that. Okay. So now, really scoot down the little sections that you made to hold it all together. And you can interlock them, but what you want to do is really make sure this is securely held in. So pulling down the front wire, the front 2 wires on either side. I've done my binds a little tiny bit too high, so you don't really want them quite as high as that, but you can scoot them down. And what I'm going to do is just bring that, because I want to secure this stone. So I've got that just catching the top part of the stone, and then I'm going to just that little bind on the side there, thread the wire through, and that will blend in with the design, but also lock the front of that stone in. Can you see that? I'll do it again on the other side. So this wire here, it's just going to wrap around this part here, and it's going to just secure it a little bit. So I'm just going to turn it towards me. Okay, and then you can just do that, and that's just going to hold the top part of that stone in a little bit secure. Again, it's just making it nice and secure. Can you see that there? And you can pull it down just there. Okay. Then you can do the same with the back wires. So bring it, it's just the 2 outer edges of the back wires. Bring it right down the back and catch it, and it will blend in with the wraps that you did at the bottom of the stone. It's those catching ones that I really struggle with. It's going to need to...
Yeah, you do need to be quite firm,
don't I?
But notice how much I am trying to use my hands and my fingers as much as I can. I'm not using my tools. If I was using the tools, I would use these just to get a good grip and pull it nice and securely.
I think I'm better with using the nylon pliers. Yeah. I'm quite, just because of the arthritic.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they've got a really good solid.
I would say actually, for those of you, because I sort of shied away a little bit from wire work with anything involved with that because of sort of a dexterity thing. With these pliers, you will find it easier. I promise you, you'll find it easier. So if you do have dexterity issues, for £4.95, oh my goodness, yes. They're going to pop up at the bottom of the screen for you. The bundle that Laura's using is at the side of your screen. You just get masses upon masses of it. It's incredible value for money for that price.
Okay, so I've just done exactly the same on the back as I did on the front, but I've just gone straight down the back, and that's going to really secure that stone. That stone is nice and it can't escape. Okay, the wires that you wrapped around the side, you can just trim. Just use your pliers and just trim. Be careful, make sure you are just trimming those wires, and just trim all of those. So then all you have left are the top wires, okay? And these are what we're going to use to create some spirals and to sort of make it blend in. Now, if you didn't want to do it with the chain on the back, you could just lift these up and form it into a nice bail and have it as a simple pendant. So you don't have to, if you didn't, I know it's not looking too good there because it's been done in a rush, but you know, you could use that as a nice pendant if you wanted to. So you don't have to necessarily do it with a chain effect, or you could even do a brooch with that. You know, you could make it quite versatile. But what I do want to do is add on my stone and do some nice spirals. So I'm bringing the wires across at a crossing. I'll just show it like that. You can see that's that one pair there and that pair there. And I'm just going to take an outer wire and bring it across and actually wrap all three of these top wires together. Again, just using that. So I've just wrapped that once and twice. And this will get hidden. This will get hidden when we start doing the spirals. So I'm just going to use them to get.
Again, those nylon pliers, I'm loving those. Just a handful left out, $4.95. The details at the bottom of the screen, honestly grab them. And there's only about 20 of the bundle left that Laura's using at $29.95.
So now I've got that one, these wires have been safely locked in.
Yeah.
There's that one wire that is now coming straight up.
Yeah.
And that's where we can add the little blue quartz.
And that strand of blue quartz, again, comes in this bundle. It's a beautiful strand. It's an 18 centimetre strand that's been put together again in our workshops in Jaipur in India. It's stunning quality.
Yeah, and again it's graduated as well. They're graduated strands, so you have the slightly large ones.
Stunning in the centre, yeah.
So this, I'm just going to take one of the side wires and wrap it around, and bring it back down. So you can just see I've just brought that wire up, wrapped it around this wire here, and I'm going to bring it back down. I'm just going to wrap it around the sort of the base of the wrap there. A couple of times just to build that up. Okay, and again, now I can bring the wire that's coming out of the top of the bead, I can bring that round and sort of blend that in. And this is, again, this is a bit of a free form. You just want to get rid of all these wires and sort of hide it, but that's now secure. So then you can take these wires, build up the base a little bit so it's looking nice and sort of solid here.
Yeah.
With both these wires.
Again, everything that Laura has used, materials-wise, is included in that bundle at $29.95.
And you can go over the stone a couple of times. You know, just have a play about with it. You can really sort of build it up. But you can see how, although I started off with quite long lengths of wire, I've used quite a lot of that wire for this.
Deborah in Carnarvonshire has texted in, please, 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 can you do a deal on more 0.8 wire? Deborah!
Ooh, nice.
I reckon.
So,
got it coming up.
Again, as I was saying about doing the spirals, again, I'm using my pliers and it's enabling me to get a nice spiral. It's going to help keep the...
Now, if you were to leave it like that...
You could have it like that and have it...
I was thinking more sort of antennae-esque. That is so on trend to have bug jewellery at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
It's massive, isn't it? So you can actually take this design and use it like that.
So I'm just going to spiral it right up. You can see how it's not affecting it. And I would do that with all of these wires just to sort of build it up around there a little bit, okay? So here's one I spiraled earlier and had a play about with. It's done exactly the same. Okay. Now I'd like to just say, I'll show you on the back of this just so that you can see. If you find when you're coming to do the back part that actually my wire's not quite long enough to go all the way back down to the bottom, just take it to one of the side wires and just wrap it around there. So I've just wrapped it around this wire here. You can just see that little edge there. But it's still adding that strength to the stone so it can't go anywhere. Okay, so if you're thinking, oh, it's not going to go all the way to the bottom, just add it there. And because it's got these raised sections here, it's not going to touch your skin because it's lifted away from your skin by this here. Okay, but that's just basically what we do there. And that's one I spent a little bit more time with. And then to add the chain, it's really, you just literally...
Just before we add the chain, and again, we're not going to take any time away from Laura, we'll make sure we come back to him just properly in just a moment. And we have been inundated with requests for more wire offers. So we're going to do one now, and it's 100 metres of 1 mil in this amazing turquoise teal tone. It is stunning. It is so perfect for summer approaching. And the fuchsia. Now, you've got 100 metres of each. The fuchsia is in a 0.8. The two together, I mean, let's just think about Rachel Norris's designs, which can really complement Laura Bindings, and Laura Bindings can really complement Rachel Norris's. There is a real crossover opportunity. If you love mixing colours for coiling your coils, oh my word, these two colours look amazing together. Incidentally, they're also the same colour as Mark Smith's lounge, I think it is, or his bedroom. He talks about it on air. Right, XHGC57. I think they're actually his wedding colours.
This was the teal was mine. Shock.
You didn't have teal in your life,
I don't like teal very much.
She's being sarcastic. It's her favourite colour. So 1 mil in the 0.8. 1 mil, 100 metres of the point. For goodness sake.
1 mil, 100 metres.
Thank you.
And 0.8, 100 metres.
Thank you. 100 metres of 0.8 and 100 metres of the 1 mil. You want mils in the teal colour, and the 0.8 is in the fuchsia. Free phone number 0800 644 655. The code is no it's not, it's XHGC57. I do apologise. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Now the price that this bundle was going to be at was $34.95, which is already giving you a big saving. But we're going to take even more off, $32.95. Just so you know, the turquoise wire alone, the 100 metres 1 mil, is $29.95, which means today, for £3, oh, I'm so sorry, it was $27.95. So for £5, you get this for £5. So this is usually $27.95. 30, I don't think we've ever done a 0.8 reel, 100 metres 0.8 for £5 before. It works out as £5 for your fuchsia wire on this offer, which is XHGC57. Now, if you're a fan of using wire, this is your opportunity to bulk buy. If you love Gemma Crow's designs, if you love Louise Jacobson's designs, if you love Rachel Norris's designs, if you love Laura Bindings' designs, if you love any of the designs that you're inspired by on the Wall of Fame, if you've seen designs with wire in various jewellery making magazines, free phone number 0800 644 655. They are just staple colours for this time of year. I'm bringing in that in the mix. Imagine replicating the design that we're seeing with Laura right now using the fuchsia wire.
Yeah. It would look gorgeous, wouldn't it?
Look at that deep blue with the paint.
Wow.
Striking. So $32.95, proving to be very, very popular. So back to the technique.
Okay, I was just prepping the ring a little bit whilst you were.
Yeah, so don't worry, you didn't miss out on anything.
No, I wasn't doing. I was just prepping. Okay, so this is your base. This is your main sort of pendant done. To do the chain part, this is just threading it through. So you cut one length, which is just going to be one length. That's going to not have any alterations, and that's going to go straight through the top two. Just like that. So I'll turn it around.
Gosh,
okay.
I thought you were going to do jump rings and cut it up.
No. No. And then
you
the
really don't need to faff that much.
The other, you cut another length.
Yeah.
And you thread one through, I'll show it in a minute, don't worry, I just can't see it in this light. Through the bottom and one side through the other. And then that is your other part. And that's how you get that sort of drape effect.
Okay. Yeah,
So because it's then able to have that sort of effect, and you can adjust it a little bit if you want as well. Okay, now this is something that you need to measure and tweak about. It's a bit tricky to get right, it's just playing about a little bit. But what I found, if you turn the back of that one over, is after I'd done all of mine, I found I didn't like how the top one was hanging. It was hanging a little bit too low. So I just popped a little bit of white. When I was adding all my head pins in, I just caught the chain to trap it a little bit and shorten it. Of course, I could have just took it off, but I'd already set it in and already set all the clasp together.
So you can see that just here.
I just caught it in with a head pin, and that just made it a little bit shorter. It means if I wanted to adjust it again, I could just cut them and it would be adjustable again.
Fab.
But that's all you do for the add-in. And the reason I say that I did that is because I'd already added all of the chain onto the finding, I'd already created the clasp, and I would have had to have undone all of that. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just spilled coffee. Sorry. I'll wipe it off in just a second. That could have been a lot worse. Whoa. That could have been a lot worse. It's okay, we've just got a little bit of coffee on the chain. It's fine, it'll all wipe off, it's fine. Okay, yeah, carry on.
Okay, so basically...
It's covered in coffee. I'll wipe it in a minute. Let's carry on with the demo.
Oh, don't. Right, okay, so then using these little sort of round connectors, really. I don't know, some people use them as earring finders, but they're quite thick, so they're really sturdy.
Yeah.
So all you do is thread all three of the ends, 1, 2, and then your third one, and just spiral it around. And then you would add a jump ring and a jump ring to either loop, and then a jump ring to both of those. So if you bear with me 2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Well, you didn't give me, I was fiddling, so.
Oh yeah, because you've not had a challenge.
So I just finished that
Thank you,
off.
Posh Scott.
So if
Thank
you just see there, you just add 2 jump rings and then another jump ring, and then you can add your finding. And that's pretty much all you do. So that's how you get that first effect. Then, because after I did that, I wasn't quite happy with it. So when I initially did this, it was actually just like that, with just plain.
Oh, okay.
And I kept looking at it and thinking, does it need something else?
Probably not coffee.
Not coffee.
Is what it needed.
Don't recommend adding coffee. So that's when I started having a little play about with the head pins. And the nice thing about adding the head pins is, first of all, you've got the hearts and you've got the lovely hearts and you've got the little sort of the little dots. But if you decide you don't like it, you can take it out and it's not going to affect your design. So you can just add them. If you think, I don't like that one there, it's not right, you can just remove it. It doesn't make a difference. So it's not part of the actual structure of it. So to do it, it really is just simple. Just thread it through. I mean, I've got a little spiral there and I've got a little gap. So I just threaded that head pin through that little spiral. When it comes around...
So there's no set places where you have to put it. It's very organic.
And I just bring the wire across and then I might add a little spiral. It's anchored because it's gone through that first spiral.
We now have very low quantity on the wire bundle offer.
And then that adds that little silver spiral there. And then you take a little head pin with the heart. And what I did with that is I just went around the sort of outer wire like this and then wrap it around, and it's just playing about with it, just see how you want it to go. If you don't want to do a spiral or you haven't got enough head pin to do a spiral, just wrap it and cut it. So I could just cut that there, and then you could even have it coming up onto the stone a little bit, you know. You could just really play about with it and just add them and build them all the way around. And it does help if a bit of your copper is shown, or you have marked your wire a little bit,
'Cause
you
you can
can
use it to
blend
hide
it over by using these head pins. Just it gives a
Great
flash of
idea.
silver, and it ties it in a little bit to the chain as well.
Yeah,
And that's all you do, just decorate it all the way around.
that's lovely.
And
Should
that
we
is-
have a look at the completed one? I think it's now coffee free.
Coffee free. And that really is all you do. And it's just one that you need to sit and have a little play about with. But once you start doing it, it doesn't take that long. And then, did you want me to show the ring quickly? Have I got time?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
So all I'm doing is I've cut off 3 lengths of wire, probably about just shy of ½ metre each.
And this is the ring that we're going to learn how to do now. Okay.
And now I've taken, working from the reel, I've got an end of the wire, and I've actually left the tail end to be the same length as the rest of the wire. So that's going to create 4 pieces of wire. Yeah, 4 spirals. It makes it all blend in.
Okay.
And then just coiling this myself. Now I'm doing this a bit quickly, so it's...
So you've done 3 pieces of wire, and then with the one that you coil around, leave it the same length as the others.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so this tail here is the same length as
Yeah.
the sort of end bits, and I'm just using that to coil. It's a 0.8. It's a little bit trickier to coil. It just means you've just got to be a bit stronger with it. And you want to, this is an adjustable ring as well, which is good. And I'm just wrapping that wire around, all 3 wires, and then I do a little section and then just scoot it all up. Okay? And you want to do a section, so you want this wire to be long enough. I've got a confession as well, I didn't have my ring mandrel to hand when I did those, so I actually did those without a ring mandrel.
Oh wow, okay.
So
we have a plastic ring mandrel coming up for you after a break actually, which is going on £10 with other wire tools.
I mean, I would use the ring mandrel if I just couldn't be bothered to try and find it, basically. That's the honest truth. But it goes to show that you can do it without a ring mandrel. And then I'm just so that I can get an idea of how much of this coil I need. I'm just going to put it on approximately the size I want, and I want it to be able to wrap around all the way around and still go with a little twist of wire. So I'm going to probably do a tiny little bit more. Now the way I did it without the ring mandrels, I just literally put it on my finger and wrapped it to see if it would work.
Okay. Obviously, if you have a ring mandrel,
Yeah,
it's
use the ring
a lot
mandrel.
easier.
I was just
Laura
being
has been
lazy.
wire working for a long time, so if you are just starting out, at least with a ring mandrel, you'll know where you're at. You're probably not used to doing it by eye.
Don't do it. No, I was just being totally lazy. I just could not be bothered to try and find my ring mandrel. It was in my bag.
I
It was
love
just
the honesty.
far too much effort to get up and go and get it. That was it. It's been half term in Bristol. Okay, I've had 2 children all week. Enough said. You laugh, you wait.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. If you ever go past 1.
Oh, no.
No.
Certainly not on the agenda.
Right. Okay, so that's about right. So now I'm just going to cut again that tail. That's now going to blend in as my 4th wire. So there's going to be no cut wires anywhere. So that's quite good. So you're not going to have any sharp edges, any copper showing.
Fab, loving that.
The mess I've made there. Now these are going to be a little bit too long, so I'm going to trim all of these. This is just going by eye as to how long you want them to be. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it on the ring mandrel and just wrap it around. So I'm happy with the size of it. I want it to have that bit of a gap, so I've got that sort of helter-skelter look. So it's single around the back, to the front. Now what I did do was really twist this one up and twist that one down so that it sits nicely on the finger. And all you do is, I took it in turns, so these are probably going to be too long again. For this one, I just did 1 spiral, plain spiral. That's how I am at home. I just chuck a ply down and just aim for the next one.
Is that why you have a few of each type?
Yeah, pretty much. My friend, bless her, made me a little belt, like a
hairdresser's pouch.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's a really good idea.
It is, it's really cool. She made it for me, but it's up in my den. Not the most helpful. So just spiraling that down. So it's looking like that, okay? So what I did was I did 1 plain, and then I did 1 where I added one of the little saucer beads, which if I look carefully, I literally only use 4 per ring, so you can imagine how much you could make. And I'm going to pop the stone on first, do the spiral, And then when I get down to a certain, about halfway, what I'm going to do is bring that stone up and twist the whole thing around, and then position that, and that will give it that effect. Okay, then you just do one more spiral here, and you do repeat the same on this one, but by adding a saucer bead. And then you can position the spiral so that they almost sit in behind the beads, and just tweak it about to sit how you want. And then I did exactly the same on this one, and that's all you do.
And that's a simple.
That's it, that's all you do. And then when you put it on, you can just tweak it and make sure you're happy with it. And one of those I wore for a couple of hours, and you probably feel one actually feels, I think it's work hardened, and it actually feels more like a solid piece.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Is that because you've worn it?
I've worn it. And so because I was wearing it, and you can see I've worn it and I've not marked it.
That's this one?
Yeah. So I wore it and I didn't mark it, and I also, I know that I can say it, but you can tell what I mean. It's almost like a solid piece now, as opposed to feeling like it could be adjustable.
Yeah.
But it is adjustable because none of the links are interlocked. And that's pretty.
They are gorgeous, really gorgeous.
Really
Thank you so much. So we'll just recap the bundle because we just have a few remaining. The bundle that Laura has put together for us, specifically for this necklace, is amazing value for money. It's actually much lower than Laura expects it to go to, to say the least. It's 2 finding packs. You've got that beautiful cabochon here as well. 2 finding packs that gives you all the silver work that you can see here, silver colour, and plenty more left over because there's 200 items, including 2 meters of chain there, and all of the silver colour rondelles that we used in the for the rings. And you're also going to be getting 100 meters of the 0.8 wire, and then look at the color of this. It is beautiful. I do think there's definitely scope for mixing this in with the other wire bundle that we've had as well, mixing that in. That'd be beautiful. Now we are going to be going to a break very soon indeed, and if you are after a wire bundle, then this next hour is very much focused in on wire with tools and bundles, and we'll maybe just see if Laura has anything that she wants to play with, because we haven't set her a specific challenge for today's show. Now there is that down there as well. I don't actually know what it is. Coming up in the next hour. Wow. Is that the one that I have right, we're going to do that in the next hour. I think it's fair to say that's one of your favourite tools
it
for
is.
hammering about with interchangeable hammerheads on it. It's a genius. You can get different textures, different looks. You've got different types of ends for fab. So we'll do that in the next hour as well. We've still got a few remaining of the bundle that's there on your screen. We're going to let Laura just have a play, but also we'll have a look in the next section of the show at some of your text messages. We've had very few come in, probably 3 or 4 or something. I think everyone's just been captured by what's going on. Thank you for your compliments, and of course if you do have any questions, keep them coming in, 60777. So we'll go to a very short break. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to add to your order with some severe bargains on the other side of this. Don't go away.
Tune into Jewellery Maker every day at 5 p.m. from Miss It, Miss Out show, where we'll have 4 hours of jam-packed deals, including clearance offers, end of line, last in stock and low prices. The Miss It, Miss Out show, only on Jewellery Maker.
It's the Wirework for Beginners course that I'm on today with Louise. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's been a wonderful course, starting from very basics. Every question that we had for Louise, she's answered, and it's been a marvellous education in learning to do things with wirework.
We all know that you need the right tools for the job. So here at Jewellery Maker, we have developed our very own tool set just for you. In this larger set, we have provided more tools to help you develop your jewellery making skills even further. The kit includes wire cutters, a bead reamer with replacement tips, an awl, tweezers with a scoop, a sliding gauge, a snip, and all the essential pliers you will need. All of this is yours for just $15.95, neatly presented in a carrying case with an embossed Jewellery Maker logo. Stay tuned for more advice, tutorials and demonstrations of jewellery making. We provide the tools, you provide the skill.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Did you know that every individual gemstone in our Gems of Distinction collection goes through a 7-stage intricate process to get from the rough to a beautiful bead?
Moonstone is actually very rare, and Sri Lanka is famous for its top quality. This mine is over 150 years old, and sometimes the miners find not just moonstone, but also ancient mining tools.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, being truly inspired. I'm loving those rings, and do get your questions. I don't know if maybe there's a problem, technical difficulty with the text messages. We haven't received many at all. Maybe we've just, well, basically, maybe you're just having a cup of tea and enjoying the show, because we're having a very, very busy show in terms of sales. Right, we're going to do now this amazing hammer, which I've heard so much about. I'm totally into hammering wire. Laura, yeah. you said in the break you would not be without it.
No, I actually keep my little interchangeable hammer thingy in with my ring mandrel.
Okay.
So because well, obviously it's got the heads, the different heads, you don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
So I actually keep them in a leather pouch that comes with the ring mandrel and keep it with my ring mandrel.
That's with the metal ring mandrel. So if you've already got that, that's perfect. Right, here you go. Here is the hammer. It's brilliant because it's really, really, really lightweight. And that's actually a really fab texture to use for a variety of imprinting on your clays and things as well.
Yeah, I don't think of that.
This one here, all you do, ooh, oh, here we go, where have I dropped it now? I'm all fingers and thumbs today. It comes with one head. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different heads. Now, Laura, tell me sort of very briefly, because we've got the phone lines are going absolutely bonkers. What would you use each of one of them for?
Well, you've got like the little plastic one, which is good if you just want to strengthen the wire as opposed to actually hammer it and flatten and texture it. So you've got the little plastic one for that. You've got the little domed ones, and they're just good for giving like that, when you texture the metal. It's like a mottled effect, yeah. You've got the little sort of rectangle one, which is good just for giving that almost like strike lines going through it. Yeah. And then you've got another little metal hammer just for flattening it.
I think it's great to have a play with them, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and you can put one on either end of the.
I didn't know this other side.
Yeah, the other side comes off, and the little sort of nut on the other side means
that means there's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got a little nut.
And that allows you to, you know, the one that's got like a little, the little triangle, the little rectangular one. It means that you can position it in a different angle to create different angles of your.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. Fab. So, right, it's almost gone. It's $6.95. It's almost sold out. Free phone number 0800 644 655. It says 5 interchangeable heads. It's not. It's 6. 6 interchangeable heads. 0800 644 655. So once again, it says hammer with 5 parts. Nope, it's 6. And then you do have the little nut there as well. Free phone number 0800 644 655 FCGX57. It's the case of the fastest people to confirm now. So this really is brilliant for hammering all of your different metals, and whether you're going to be hammering even your head pins, or you can even be working it with your sheets of copper. We've got less than 10 of these now in stock. We've got more of you there on the phone lines. Press your option 1 if you're speaking, wanting to speak to the call centre, and press your buy now button if you're shopping on the website. We're going to have to move on. Okay, now I have been telling you since the start of the show that I have for you an amazing offer. I'm going to give to you the opportunity to have 3 essential wire working tools for under £10. 3 essentials for under 10. Okay, the first one of which I've been telling you about. You've got the ring mandrel. Now this is a ring mandrel, but oh, should we do it? We're going to do it a little bit later because we might be able to get a bit more stock of it together. Ring mandrel, jig, gizmo, all going under £10 for all 3. It's going to be fab. Right, we're going to do really speedy. We've got a few more of the cement glue available as well. We've had a request for silver wire. Now I have to warn you, we are so low in stock for silver wire. It's our most popular colour of wire. I've got 0.6, which is our most requested gauge, because you can use this to make your own earring findings. It's the most versatile gauge to have, and apparently Gemma was using it on the tiara techniques. If you saw it this weekend, you don't have to use just 0.4, you can use the 0.6. 0.6 is, I mean, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really good if you want it. It's lovely because it goes through all of those different gauges of wire, gemstones, and it's lovely to make the rosary style necklaces if you want to do that nice wrapped loop, because it's so easy to use. You can use it to make a lovely quick chain and nice and secure.
Yeah,
you know, it's beautiful.
We're going to do an amazing deal on this. Little cheeky offer, but it's the final few. 100 metres of silver plated copper wire. Now the usual price is incredibly competitive anyway, and it's very versatile. It's $19.95 for 100 metres. That's the usual price. Now we're going to do an offer, literally, how many can we do at this offer, did you say? First 100 people in get the offer. If you're number 101, you pay $19.95. Fastest people to confirm, first 100 people to get this offer at $15.95. You've got to be one of the first 100 in. Right, 10 gone. Free phone number 0800 644 655. You're stacking up on the phone lines. Press your option 1. If you want more than one of these, we're not actually limiting it to 1 per person. Right, oh my goodness, I've got masses of you there, but you have to press your option 1. $15.95, and it's literally the first 100 people to confirm. 20 gone. I've got lots of you on the web that have put this in your basket. You have to check out your basket for it to become yours. If you check out your basket and the 100th person has just come on the phone line and confirmed theirs, and you're buyer 101, you'll pay $19.95. No, you've got to make sure you're in there with that first 100 people to get it for $15.95. 30 of these gone. The price will go back up at the end of the day on the web, or after 100 have gone. Now, okay, free phone number 0800 644 655. If you want more than one of these offers, if you use silver wire, this is an amazing. I don't know why I'm doing this little thing. La, la. Yeah. Half the stock has gone. It was actually sung to me down my ear from my producer. No, I liked it because you don't apologise at all. $15.95. Buy it. It's a genius purchase. Congratulations to all of you there who've confirmed yours. We are flooding the phone lines. You're being answered pretty much immediately. You're answered in the order that you call in at $15.95. I mean, Laura, that's the type of thing that you... How many reels of silver wire do you have on the go at the same time? You're looking sheepish.
Don't need to answer that question.
Pardon?
I don't need to answer that question.
I'm Laura Binding, and I might have a little bit of an addiction to wire.
I did put a picture on Facebook of my first stash of wire, and then the rest of it was up in my den. Yeah, I've got a lot.
Yeah. She has a wire den above her kitchen.
I do have a den, and my friend helped me tidy it out the other day, and she just kept going, oh look, more wire. I was like, all right.
You're a wire worker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
How
what
many
I do.
reels do you think you have? Honestly.
about 100, I don't know, quite a lot.
I love it.
A lot, and they're not all of them are small reels.
I love it, I love it. £15.95, but we are approaching just a few remaining now. Remember, if you are buyer 101, you'll be paying $19.95. If you are buyer 100, you will get it for $15.95. And all of you are on the build up to that. Okie dokie, which one, sorry, hun? We've got silver 1 mil. And we're going to do a cheeky offer on the one. Well, if you got the 0.6, you've got to get the 1 mil. Laura, with the designs you've done today, could you do it with 1 mil and 0.6?
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah, you probably could do the first one because you've got that lovely. You could create those shapes. See, the thing is, that 1 mil is just a staple wire anyway. It's what I would. I've already said that.
Anyway.
I would just buy it anyway because you could make the rings. That cluster ring in the silver.
Yeah.
And you could use a coloured wire with that because the coloured wire would, as the add-in wire, because it would just add that splash of colour.
Yeah, it'd be lovely. Do you know what? I've already got people on the phone line for this.
Yeah, you don't need me to say anything.
Right, you've already seen the web price. The current price is $27.95. We are doing a wire special for the next 45 minutes to go. $27.95 is going to be. Are you doing? Is it limited again? How many? Sorry. 100 again. Okay, first 100 people in, get it for the reduced price. If you're a shopper 101, you get it for $27.95. Okay, what are we doing? $24.95, it was already on offer at $27.95. If you're a shopper 101, you'll get it for full price at $24.95. Congratulations. I've got lots and lots of you there. Remember, you need to press your option 1 if you're on the phone lines. A 1 mil is what I think of Laura binding. I mean, it's just, you use this as your absolute staple for your framing of everything, don't you?
It's my framing, it's my structure, it's my links, it's the hammering. Can you imagine if you got that little hammer and then when you've got the metal ring mandrel, you can just make a lovely simple wire ring. You can hammer it, you can texture it, because the 1 mil wire is perfect for hammering and creating those designs with. You can create your bangles. We did a lovely, we've got a lovely plaited bangle that we did in the course yesterday, and it just looks beautiful in the silver, with silver and a black gemstone. It just looks gorgeous.
How about silver, isn't it?
Oh,
Look, we've just done an offer on the 0.6 and we've just done an offer on the 1 mil. Oh, this is metallic coated crackle quartz. Oh. Okay, you're gonna have to be quick off the mark. For the 1 mil, we're really limited on stock. Remember, it's only the first 100 people in are gonna get it for that price. Only the first 100 people in. If you're 101, you get it full price. If you're shopper 99 or 82 or 73, or any of those other numbers in between and below, you get it for $24.95. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, these are your multi-coloured metallics, of course, and they are stunningly beautiful, gorgeous, deep, rich purples. You've got maroon tones in there, like an aquatic tealy art. Look at them. Oh, genuine gemstones. They are, I've been saying quartz, it's in fact agate. Crackled agate. Oh, gorgeous. PDGP07, 120 carats. Right, I've already got people there. What are you thinking, price-wise? Oh, she's not telling me. Okay. Now, because these have already been pearl knotted, if you want to use these on the strand that they're already on, all you need, I would say, just carefully unknot the end knots, take off the last two and put and then just put a clasp on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 28. 28 of them. Now, if you were to go in a bead shop, these are genuine gemstones. How much do you think you'd pay per bead? How much do you think you'd pay per bead? We are not even halfway through this hour, and we've got even more to go through. Are you ready? This is beautiful. It's less than £10. It's £8.95. To go under £15 is brilliant. £8.95. 0800 644 655. Just to warn you as well for the late show this evening, Ed, I think, has made a piece of jewellery. Boom, he has. I'm sure he's excited to show that to you later on. Right, £8.95. Congratulations to all of you that are there. Needed to press your option 1. Shall we move on? Just to remind you again, I have got an incredible collection of tools going under £10 for 3 wirework tools. 3 wirework tools. Shall we do this DVD collection? Because, oh, Laura binding. Oh, Laura binding, your DVDs, your DVDs, your DVDs.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Laura, you're welcome. Okay, am I right in thinking you're going to get the box and 2 DVDs? How much? Where's the wire? Well, this one. Chunky. Listen to that. Good job your post and packaging isn't done on weight. And that's telling you, isn't it? So, we're looking here at Laura Binding's cuffs and bangles, and then the incredibly talented Alison Howe's, no longer called Alison Howe. Tarry. She's married. She's married because when I first met her, she was Alison Howe. Alison Tarry's, these are her sculptured designs are amazing. I actually think I might have done both of these DVDs.
No, you didn't do cuff and bangles.
I didn't do cuff and bangles, didn't I? No. Which DVD did we do the Lucy cuff on?
1.
That was edition 1, and that will be on the show on Thursday. That was like 5 years ago, wasn't it? Not quite.
No, it's about 3 years ago.
Yeah, it feels it.
Yeah, about 2.5.
About 2.5. Anyway, so I did this DVD with Alison, and I didn't do this DVD with Laura.
No, you didn't.
So if you are not a fan of mine, don't worry, I'm not on this one. Then you've got the DVD box, but look at this wire reel. 100. Get the wire today and you get this for free. Get the wire today, you get these for free. These are usually £4.95 each, and the box is usually £3.95? £3.95, £4.95, £4.95. Free! You get it for free. This is £24.95. That is 0.8, 100 metres of 0.8 antique bronze wire. Now, how many of you have got antique bronze findings at home? So you're ready to be using antique bronze wire. Antique bronze, it just goes with everything. It looks amazing with the turquoisey teal.
It's one of my favourite colours. That and copper are my favourite.
Copper,
gold, antique bronze. I just love them all.
Do you know what? We're going to do copper and we're going to do gold. And we've got the antique bronze
and
now.
I didn't know that.
20, and she didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Honestly, didn't know that. So each of these DVDs are an hour in length. With this one, you're going to learn the scroll technique, the wire box, the wirework stocking, and a wirework bell. And on this one, you've got the cuff bangle, the ribbon bangle, the swirl bangle, the spun sugar bangle, the weave bangle, and the clasp bangle. All on that one. You're going to get the box to start keeping your DVDs in, which is basically a DVD box, and then you're also going to be seeing receiving this 100 metre reel of 0.8. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay, right, I am so into making wire rings and hammering them, and this, to be honest, has come from Gemma Crow, because, do you know what? Right, you get your piece of wire, and I usually get about 3 inches. Get it round the ring mandrel of 1.5. Get it round the ring mandrel, do your design and swirls and things on, and then absolutely hammer it. So you work hard on it and flatten it, and it looks like this amazing wire sculptured ring. And it honestly will have cost you pennies, probably less than 20 pence to make. We're going to give you the opportunity to do that. We're going to do the wire first. Now, this is copper. You said that this is one of your favourite colours.
Yeah, it is. I just love copper.
And a 1.5, what do you tend to use 1.5 for?
Things like this.
Right, let's have a look.
Let's not look too closely because this has been done as a quick bodge. But
let's have a look at what Laura's referring to. The actual torque.
Yeah,
Would you classify that as a torque?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not been done brilliantly, so please don't judge. But it was done because I needed something to hang the necklace off of.
So all that
this
is
part here. All of this is 1.5 wire, just here. And
so how do you, very, very quickly, how do you make a torque?
We just literally do 2 little hooks. You can see one's going down and one's going towards you, and then they just lock in.
So to get it, would you suggest the nylon pliers and literally just scoop it round on itself?
Literally, that's all you do.
Or you could actually do it by hand.
Yeah, and being the strength it is, to be honest, it doesn't even need to hook. I just like things to be secure. But you could just do a couple of spirals on the back and just have them so they sit against your neck nicely and hold, because it's got that strength. And you could hammer it. You could hammer it lightly if you wanted just to extra strengthen it, or you could even texture it and then just get that flash of texture as well.
When did you last see 10 metres of wire on our screens? We don't usually do this. We usually have to keep the 10 metres for the web. Are you ready? Or they go in kits. Excuse me. I'm just going to have some water. £9.95. Wow. And at £9.95, that is amazing. The thickness of that, I can't even begin to tell you. Also, it's great for gents jewellery. This is also lovely as well, and excuse the fact, I know I'm with Laura Binding at the moment, Laura Binding citizen, but I am just going to refer to a moment for when I was on the show with Gemma Crow, last time I was on with her, because we talked heavily about 1.5 then. And she had a necklace on that was literally getting strips of like 1.5 of 1.5, 1.5 inches in length, little loop at the top, and hammering the bottom, and they just trickled up. They look amazing.
Yeah, she does do some lovely work. She's doing a workshop as well. She runs a workshop with how to use the thicker and more structured wires. But for me, I use it for lovely things like bangles, for cuffs. It's a shame because I brought all my cuffs and bangles with me. I didn't think to bring them into the studio today, but you know, I've got somewhere which are on that DVD, the cuff and bangle DVD.
Using a 1.5?
1.5, yeah, so just use 2 pieces and you bind it together. And it's just a really nice, strong but dainty bracelet because you've got the strength of the 1.5 wire. You can create that delicate look but still have that strength. So
it's really lovely. It's really fab, and an essential for making, if you just want a plain wire ring, flat ring, it is literally a ring, a metal ring. Look no further. Okay, we are now going to do the hammer and the block. And I know that this is exactly what Gemma uses when she does her workshops for those higher gauges. And so that's, I've been talking about Gemma, but obviously, Laura, you use this a lot. I do
use it a lot. Yeah, I love it. What I do like to use it for is if I'm doing a pendant like what I'm wearing now, where I'm doing the woven, it's quite wire heavy. Yeah. If you get the 1.5 silver wire or copper, it doesn't matter whatever colour you're using, and hammer it, you can create it to look like a flat piece of wire, and then you can use that to add a flash of texture to a pendant.
Oh, lovely.
So I use it for things like that. And yeah. But I love the simple things, you know, you can just hammer little sections of wire and texture them and have them hanging in between gemstones, just like little daggers, and they just look really nice.
And of course, our professional designers here have this as well as the other type of hammer, because on this side, you've got a larger surface area. And if you're just starting out hammering, it's better to have that larger surface area because, quite frankly, you'll get used to aiming then onto the wire.
Both wires have got their own uses. You know, I mean, like you say, that's better if you want to do the larger pieces.
You mean both hammers?
What did I say? Wires.
It's all right, you're a wire worker. It's
all
just
I think is wires. Yeah, both hammers do have their own uses. It's beneficial to have both of them because the little hammer you can use to hammer on directly onto the ring mandrel, whereas that one's a bit trickier to hammer directly onto the ring mandrel, but that one's better to hammer on the block because you've got that bigger space.
Now you have got the steel block here and the hammer. I know we've got a lot of FIFO reviews about our hammer blocks, hammers and steel blocks. Free phone number 0800 644 655. It's a good job again that your post and packaging isn't done on weight because that is a weighty amount. It really is. 4 by 4 inches and then ½ an inch in its depth for steel. And then you've got the hammer as well. Now usually you'd be paying £7.95 for the block and £6.95 for the hammer. Do you want the hammer for £1? Hammer time. Do, steel, plug and hammer. Hammer time. £8.95. It's that time of day, isn't it? Free phone number 0800 644 655. And congratulations to, again, loads of you grabbing this offer at £8.95. Once again, coming up imminently, we have got 3 Wirework essential tools going under £10 for all 3. At £8.95 on that. Again, we've still got, believe it or not, just a couple of the 100 that we did on offer. Ooh, of the 100 meters, 1 mil of the silver plated wire, and 100 meters of the 0.6 silver plated. Got just a few left. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Now, also to let you know, we have got some of the glue still left. Should we just do a quick recap on the glue? This is absolutely essential, and it is for, I'm going to read it out again, hobbies, crafts, model building, ceramic and plastic repair, fly fishing lures, watch crystals, jewellery making, bead crafts, industrial applications and fine screw locking. We're going to do 3 for £7.95. Now earlier, we did have a quick look on on various different websites and just did a general search, and we were typically finding it at what price, sorry? £6.99. £6.99 for 1. We're doing 3 for £7.95. Now it has got your precision tip in there as well. And you've got the needle in there as well. £7.95 for all 3. Okay. What's number 20? What can you do it for? They're amazing. It's stunning. I would highly recommend using this with labradorite. It looks amazing. Oh, they feel so cold, the neckline, they're beautiful. 1 mil copper wire with these. Oh. Should we do that next? Should we do 1 mil copper wire next? Can we do these for... Can we do them for under 10? Okay. Current web price £12.95. That's the current offer. They are on offer. 320 carats of that stunning sunstone. They are beautiful. And can you imagine just using one? What about the technique that Laura has used today with the cabochon? But ignore the fact that it's been drill holed and do a smaller version of this with copper wire. How beautiful would that be? £9.95. Go on, Laura. What else are you thinking with these?
Oh, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? You've got rings, you've got everything, really, haven't you? That's my type of gemstone. So I like to have that sort of chunky, sorry, squeaky chair. I like to have that focal stone, even if you want to do something as simple as have it as a feature to have the tassels hanging from. You know, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to move on to a rose quartz, and you could do exactly the same with these rose quartz. Oh, we're both massive fans of the rose quartz, aren't we? We've got so much that we want to get in before the end of the show. This would be lovely for the Lucy cuff that you're doing on Thursday. Yeah,
I've kind of varied the Lucy cuff as well.
Oh yeah, you have.
Not for the one that I'm doing on Thursday, but just generally. I've got 2 versions now. So I've got the one that I've done for you.
I've got a twin.
And I've got one where I actually net. So I do almost like a nest of wire in the centre, lots of really thick, swirly section, and then net a focal stone in the middle.
Oh wow!
So that would look. That would look perfect for that.
And look at it with the silver.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, rose quartz is one of those gemstones that I think we're quite familiar with. You can see it in a lot of crystal healing shops. You can see it in a lot of just rough gemstone shops. And these are big. I mean, they're going from a 34 by 20, well, they're approximately 34 by 21 millimeters. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those on a strand. And they are beautiful. It's the gemstone of friendship. It's also apparently supposed to promote fertility. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Pretty good, I reckon.
Pretty good.
Well, if you're trying to get pregnant.
If that is in your interest, yeah.
Probably not the best.
Yeah, not for Mike at this precise moment in time. Lovely. Moving on. The code is DDGP87. Brilliant. I love my team. 0800 644 655. They are amazing. They're £6.95 today, £6.95 for genuine rose quartz, gemstone of friendship, and they're absolutely essential for crystal healing, and just beautiful to go with the amethyst, and it would look amazing with all the different wires that we've got going on at the moment. Rose quartz also looks really lovely with copper. We're going to do copper wire imminently. 0800 644 655. How about using these as well with the fuchsia wire that we had on offer with the teal wire earlier, with navy blue, pale pink and navy blue. I adore that combination. Pale pink and black, also very, very on trend. At £6.95, we've got some black wire, which is really, really hard to come by. Good quality black wire. We've got that coming up as well in just a few moments. £6.95 on this one. DDGP 876.95. But now, start by. This star by is ridiculous. I think you should go a bit less. Why do producers ever ask me, do you think I should go less? Of course I'm going to say less. I'm a bargain hunter and I'm a jewellery maker. Yes. Right. We are going to do it now. An offer, which if you've already got them, these are the type of tools you can never have too many of. So, Laura, I think this is the first tool I ever saw you use on air. Yeah. So, talk us through how you'd use it.
Well, first of all, it's good if you want to do, it's nice to get that consistent shape. You know, if you want to do a ring mandrel, you can use the largest one. You can just use it to create, I use it to create my own earring finders, my own clasps, my own hook and eyes, anything like that, because I like the fact that I can get that same shape. Could have used that for the 4-leaf clover that we did earlier on in the first design.
Yeah. What's interesting as well for me, sorry, I totally interrupted you then.
That's all right.
No, you carry on and then
No, you tell me what's interesting, I'm interested.
Well, I was just going to say, compared to the other ring mandrel, you can go to a much smaller point.
Yeah.
On this as well. And then the other side is much more angular. Always reminds me of Empire State Building.
Well, if you think I used my pliers, you wouldn't need to use my pliers, I could just use that. So, you know, for anything like that. And also it's quite good if you want to just create almost like an interesting shape. So you've got like the triangles. You could create almost like a spiral of triangles and just put gemstones through the centre of it.
We have got so many people on the phone line for this. Should we carry on? Should we add something else in? Okay, so this is the coiling gizmo. This is your essential coiling gizmo. Just so you know, we're not going to stay at £9.95. Oh my word, buy this, seriously. If you want to take all the packaging off and sell it on as your own, £6.95 for the lot. Wow. Now this is a wire jig. Think about solitaire. It comes with full instructions. Got serious multi-buying taking place. It comes with instructions. These are the type of tools as well that you can work with. Obviously, you need to have adult supervision, but with a plastic wire mandrel, the plastic ring mandrel for wire working, children can use these tools. £6.95 for all 3 tools. I honestly don't think there's ever been an offer like it. This is the jig, so think of it like solitaire. You get silver and gold coloured wire in there. And if you think you put your pegs in, you've got a mass of pegs, and then you wrap the wire around the pegs and following different patterns, it comes with instructions. You've then got the gizmo as well. So if you love Rachel Norris's designs are mainly based around gizmo wire work. You need a gizmo in order to do wire work, and that has 2 gauges of gizmo. And then if you saw Laura making those clovers earlier, like she just said, it would be great to be able to do them on here. £6.95 for all 3. Make sure you're pressing your option 1 if you're shopping on the phone lines. I've got a lot of people sat with this in their baskets. You need to confirm, press your buy now and check. Mike just went. I lost words, Mike. I lost words. Yeah, there's a lot going on in my life at the moment. Words aren't coming very easily. I do apologise. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Trying to do a good job. Trying. Free phone number 0800, very trying. 0800 644 655 695 for 3 lots of tools. I've got that upside down. I love a bargain. $6.95. Crazy, crazy. And if you are new to, thank you, Ben. Ben just sang, "It's a crazy, crazy price." Oh, wow. That was Ben singing it. I'm not taking any responsibility for that dreadful noise at all. 0800 644 655 JVGC 64. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We will have a chance to see you. See, you just are ridiculously talented, aren't you?
Well, you didn't give me anything, so I've just been playing.
I didn't. It's Kirsty who didn't. You didn't.
You didn't. It's your fault.
Have we got any of the silver colour wire left? Should we quickly recap that? Okay, so we've got 2 offers going on simultaneously. It's for the first 100 people to confirm. Now, the reason we've still got some left is we have a lot of you who are shopping on the web just sat with it in your baskets. We'll do the 1 mil first. It's the first 100 people to confirm the purchase. We'll have the reduced price at £24.95. It's usually £27.95. First 100 people to confirm. 0800 644 655. 1 mil silver wire, and also great for making really sturdy, lovely rings as well. And you can really hammer that. Now, what's great with the hammer that you had earlier with the rubber, the plastic end, sorry, on it as well, is it'll be great on that colour of wire, which is a copper wire, silver plated. Then we've got the 6 mil as well, perfect for making your own findings, perfect for making your own shepherd hooks, etc., your own head pins, eye pins, sorry. Free phone number 0800 644 655. 100 meters of this, and we literally just, now this one's gone a lot quicker. Usually $19.95. We literally have how many left until we've got the 100 mark on that? Okay, we're not being shown the actual details at the moment, but there must only be a couple of those left. $15.95. And if you want more than one of those, you can take more than one of those. First 100 to go will get at $15.95. We've got gold 1 mil going on offer now. So this is a copper colour, sorry, it's a copper wire. It's gold colour copper wire. And it's, what I love about this gold is it's not naff. You know how some golds look a bit orange?
Yeah, quite bright, aren't they?
Yeah,
quite
brash.
Yeah.
A bit brash. This is a really classy gold. That looks like a bar of gold. You know what I mean? A bar of gold.
It's just a soft gold, isn't it?
Yes.
And I think it can be more wearable for some people, because some people can't wear the brighter gold colours, but I think that one tones in quite nicely.
Yeah, it's classy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need this in our lives. Yeah. So 100 meters. 100 meters. 1 mil. 0800 644 655. RBJM23. Now the usual price is $27.95. Close 100 people in. $24.95. Buy it whilst it's on offer. Buy it whilst it's on offer. Free phone number 0800 should be here to me. 0800 644 655. Once again, let me just do the let's check how heavy this is test. And it's heavy. So 1 post and packaging price, not done on weight. Literally $2.95 to have everything sent to you. So if you bought anything with Carol this morning, if you've shopped with me today, if you're going to be shopping with Ed, obviously you're going to be shopping with Ed this evening, because he has got bargains coming out of his ears. And under his armpits and everything. 0800 644 655. And let's face it, with Ed and Danny as a team, anything could happen. I think it should be good telly. It will be good telly. And what's great is then at 9 o'clock, Mr. Selfridge starts, so you can have a great evening of telly and not miss out on anything. £24.95. I've still got a few more of those available for you. Well done to those of you who are brand new to us, who have just purchased lots of your wire. Maybe you've been making jewellery for years and years and years, and you've just seen how competitive our wire prices are, and you've grabbed it. So £24.95 on that. Bargain-tasticness. If this is your first purchase, if you're new to jewellery making perhaps, you do get a free booklet and a free DVD with your first purchase, and you get a 30-day money-back guarantee on absolutely everything, even our reduced and clearance offers. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on. So we're going to move on. Oh, I'm picking. Well, what's all this at the side of me? Is that more? Can I do box 27? These are amazing. I love them. I love them. Oh, you need these with the gold wire. Oh my word, look. Look, how much do you need this in your life? Oh, with the antique bronze.
And the copper.
And the copper.
Just get it with all of them.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, let's do these and then let's do can you do an even better offer on that copper than you were going to do, Kirsty? Thank you. Okay, now no way, no way, no way. No way, no way. Mana. Yes, I cannot. How are we doing this price? I'll tell you how we're doing this price, because we're one of the largest sources of genuine gemstones in the world. If you're going to get your genuine gemstone offers anywhere, get them here at Jewellery Maker, because for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 of these tiger's eye. Now, do you think £1 a piece would be good? Mm-hmm. Do you think 50p a piece would be good? 50p for one of those hearts? Because you could just literally just put that on a little bit of chain, fab key ring, done, ace. You ready? You ready? Look at that chatoyancy. These are immense. Now they will sell out categorically. I have to have these. They're thick. They're chunky. Look. Look. The chatoyancy, the movement of that tiger's eye. Okay, are you ready? Are we steady? Oh my word, oh my word, oh my word, oh my word. Oh!
Wow.
Ujimar flip-flopsness. Wow. It's the first. How many have we got left in stock? Hardly any. That's a brilliant. That's an amazing. They're going that quickly. She can't give me a number. Ah. Do you know, they just look like chocolate. I think that's what I love about them. They are, aren't they? Should we do the copper wire next then? Because that's what Laura said, to put them with the copper. What would you do?
Ooh, a ring, a pendant.
Really?
I would set one in a heart frame. Something really cute like that. I would have one with tassels, so I'd, have a tassel coming out with lots of little baby tiger's eye or something.
Can I just say about copper wire, if you are starting out using wire for the first time and you're starting off hammering for the first time, go for the copper colour, because with a coated wire you potentially can take the top layer of the colour off at some point. With the copper colour copper wire, it's not really an issue, because it's all one colour. 100 metres, yeah. Thank you, Ben. Ben was very supportive of that realisation. Your web price is on screen at £27.95. We're going to match the prices that we've done for the 1mm in the silver and the 1mm in the gold plate. £24.95. It's a staple essential, and again, if you are new to using wire, if you're thinking about hammering your wire, perfect gauge to start hammering with. You can hammer and work hard on earlier one, smaller gauges, but if you want to start making changes to the texture and visually of this, at £24.95 they are going really, really quickly. Free phone number 0800 644 655. Let me see how many people we've got coming in for this one. Again, I've got people bulty-mying.
That's like what I said earlier, I reversed it.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this whole reversing thing. I've got myself into a pickle on quite a few occasions. And I'm sorry. Free phone number 0800 644 655. And again, tons of you on the phone lines for that one. Press your option 1 to confirm. Don't tell me it's me pick. Oh no. I don't, right, well hang on. I've got these massive bundles. Well, no, before, oh no. Well, why don't we, let's do the black. Let's do the black wire. Black wire. Just looking at other gemstones. And then number 21. Okay. Look. Ooh. What a different look. Now, Laura, you are a massive fan of black wire, aren't you?
I am.
It's very on trend at the moment with sort of the steampunk look going on.
I think it's nice because it picks up the other colours. So, you know, if you're using turquoise wire, if you're using the pink, it really contrasts against the black.
Yeah.
So it makes that real statement piece.
I've started to use it a lot with polymer clay as well, because when I've done polymer clay with Debbie, she tends to use a lot of black polymer clay within the mix of colours. And I think it, exactly what you said, like you would mix with wire, it sort of lifts it and enhances the other colours that you put with it.
Well, you can see it just next to the silver there, just looking at the contrast there.
That was a look of pride when you just did that. It's like, check me out, I'm designing. Check me out. She's being so cool today, isn't she? With all her little hand gestures. And she's a mum.
That's why I think I'm cool doing this.
Yeah. Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Come on.
It's totally not.
Yeah. Right. 100 meters of 1 mil. We're going to do the same as what we've been doing. AHZX17. Oh, 0800 644 655 at 27.95. No, it's not. Ignore it. Oh, we can't refresh the things, so I've taken the price off. 23.95, even lower, 23.95 at the end of the show today. Well, actually at 9 o'clock tonight, that will be back up at 27.95. Free phone number 0800 644 655 is again one of your absolute staple essentials. Oh, okay, so if you what happened was the graphics got stuck when we tried to do the price reduction of £24.95. If they get stuck, you have to refresh, and the only way you can refresh is if you take another £1 off. Nice mistake at £23.95. Bring it on, take advantage. I think that could be, is that one of the lowest prices it's ever been to? The lowest. The lowest price it's ever been to. The lowest price it's ever been to. Have a go. At £23.95. Love you. Right, let's do that grey quartz very quickly. Cheeky, 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 cheeky. They are so smooth and elegant. So smooth and elegant. Look at that. 465 carats of grey agate. These triangles are gorgeous, and you can see that they actually are. We're doing these for what, sorry? £6.45 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of those. And they are beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. £6.45. Smooth, elegant. It's this cashmere grey, and it goes with the pinks, and it goes with the jet black, and it goes with gold and silver. It's just so versatile. And you can see that they are drilled from top to bottom. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Right, I have now got, if I had music, I would say stop the music. Mike, would you just please come in front of the camera and just go stop for me? Okay, ready?
Here.
No, right in front here.
Right in front.
Right in front there.
Stop.
Brilliant. We are now ready to. Thank you. Oh, Laura. Now, Laura, you know how you said you had about 100 reels of wire at home? You're about to have 104. because you know how we talked about Laura's, one of your favourites being a 0.6 wire, because you can make your own earring wires. And you know how we said it's the most versatile wire of all the gauges? This is all 0.6 and there's 100 metres of each. Now, we've had a really busy show, which means we've got room to manoeuvre to take the price down even lower. That amazing purple, that incredible royal blue, that striking chartreuse, and the chartreuse, of course, if you got the bundle offer earlier, you got the 0.4 and the 1 mil to get the 0.6. You're building the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the black, obviously it just complements all of them. So each of these would usually be $19.95 each, okay? So it's just under £80 worth of wire. £79.80. Fab. Fab. Yeah. Hang on. No. Right, okay. The usual price. Can we bring the usual price on screen? Okay, no, it's already been loaded in. So let me tell you, the usual price is £79.80. I'm feeling really nauseously excited for you. £79.80. Laura Binding, you could not buy this with your staff discount anywhere near what we're about to do. You have to use this code, £79.80, scrap it. Boom.
Wow. Cool. That is madness. That's madness. When's it valid till?
It's about to sell out.
Oh.
What happened then? That looked like someone worked in front of the camera. What actually happened then? That totally looked like someone walked in front of the camera and no one was in front of the camera.
I don't know.
Oh, it was camera 3 and Ed walked in front of it. I totally got freaked out. It's gone. That's sold out.
Oh.
Oh, I totally thought it was a ghost. I didn't realise which camera we're on. Oh dear. I just thought you were a ghost. Oh, let's go over now and see my little pal. I've missed you, Laura Binding.
Oh, I missed you too.
It's been ace to work with you again.
Putting my jewellery in coffee and taking...
I've spilt coffee, it's dripping down the side of the desk, it's all gone wrong and we've had a right good giggle. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've had a really busy afternoon and you're going to have a really busy evening as well, adding on to your order. So we didn't set Laura a challenge, so she took it upon herself to make some, well, it's all right jewellery, I suppose. Tell us what you've done. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I finished off the ring that I started just because there was 3 of us, and I figured we'd be having a little bit of a squabble later.
Yes.
So so I finished that one off.
Because they're all similar, they don't all have to be photographed, do they? So I could take one home now.
Yeah, there you go. See, the clover that I used for the demonstration on the first, project.
Yeah.
I just turned it into a little pendant. Because I actually had that in my mind when I was prepping it all, and I was thinking, oh, it'd be lovely to do that. It would have been nice to have done it with the woven sections, but I quite like it like that, so I just literally just wove.
I love it.
You know, it's simple. A cuff
that
band.
Would be really nice on the front of a card as well for a good look. I mean,
just
it
like
costs pennies to make.
Yeah, it was seconds to put it together. And then I undid that, the piece that I made, and just used the cab to make a bit of a nice.
Well, that's just ridiculously fabulous.
To give you an alternative idea to use with that bundle, if you didn't want to make the necklace, you could maybe make the cuff. And then I was starting to try and make a little tree of life, but I ran out of time. Just to show how you could have used it in a slightly different way.
Well, the chartreuse wire for the tree of life.
It's just asking for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind I was doing that in like 2 seconds, so don't go too close on it. But, if you could take that time, and all of this is still done out of what was left.
From that
first bundle. So amazing. I haven't opened up any seconds or anything like that. It's literally I did the demo with it. I've done that with it. I've done another ring with it. And then I started to do that with it, which would take hardly any of it up. And then what you could do is really lovely gemstone chain to go with it if you wanted.
Beautiful.
So there you go. That's probably not going to be finished now, but That's what I did.
And here is the proof that Laura has been in the studio, and here is the proof that I've been here. Fabulous artisticness, spilt
We're just
coffee.
creative.
Right, I don't want to intrude on Ed's preparation time. However, Ed, do you want to pop over and tell us what's going on?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he hasn't got a microphone, which means he's going to have to get really close to me.
Stop complaining.
Hello.
I don't want to.
What are you up to then?
I've got loads of treats tonight. Loads of treats. We've got a wire deal coming up.
Have you now?
On your copper and antique bronze.
Oh, nice.
1 mil.
We
and
haven't done
0.6
any
mil.
offer like this during the
Look at
afternoon
this.
as well.
Participation
Oh my
peak.
God.
Can't wait to get in front of camera as usual. There you go. Wire deal coming
Wow.
up.
Fab.
And brand new strand of champagne quartz. Ooh,
That is
doesn't wanna sit there.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Brand
Wouldn't that
new
look lovely with the
strand
navy?
Of like blue labradorite. Kind of strange. I think it's been treated to look this
That's
way.
incredible.
Gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And hello.
And multi-gemstone.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there because we're
Ah.
about to lose the graphics. You're going to have to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, folks. Continue to stay
I've
tuned
made
for the
jewellery
evening
out of
show.
this.
And we're on the final count. It is amazing. There you are, hun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to Laura. We're literally out of time right now. Don't go anywhere, though, because after the break, you will be joining Ed for some incredible bargains. Remember, you can continue to add to your order for one post and packaging price. I'm back with you first thing in the morning. I'll see you bright and early at 9 o'clock live. Don't go anywhere, though. Ed is coming up.
Miss it, miss out deals.
Our commitment here at Jewellery Maker is to provide you with genuine gems